Good afternoon, and welcome to BBC Two.
Hello and welcome to Back to the 80s, the podcast that travels back through time in a rose-tinted DeLorean, back to that decade when we had a really right-wing Prime Minister in the UK. We had an extremely right-wing actor who wasn't really taken much notice of and was disrespected on a daily basis in the USA. There were problems in the Middle East and possibly also in communist countries as well. Hang on a minute, we're back to the 80s now. What the hell, guys? It's come around again. We've wished so hard for the nostalgia. It's actually come back around again, and we are now back to the 80s because apparently we're going to have nuclear war with North Korea by the end of the week, apparently. Dear. Well, no more talk about that, Gubbins, because we're going to be talking about cool stuff this week. Yeah, it's back to the 80s. We don't have the full complement of crew this week. Becca, sadly, is away sorting out things that she will talk about, no doubt, next time she's on. I don't want to talk about it for her, but it's all very exciting. It's all good. Let's put it that way. So we'll talk about that next time Becca's on. But we do have Paula.
Hello.
The returning Paula. And we also have, from last week as well, Mr. Sam.
Hello.
I just want to say thanks again to Duncan for coming on last week and talking about various things with us, from the real Ghostbusters to bad 80s movies by Godfrey Ho and the like. So, yes, we'll have Duncan on very soon. Again, I am certain. But, yes, we do have Paula. We do have Sam. Paula went to something really cool last week, which we'll talk about in a minute. We'll get Sam out of the way first, because Sam, I'm assuming you didn't go to a convention last week.
No.
Now, what did you do?
I went to work.
Yeah, boo.
Yeah. Do I think anything exciting happened? My new Loot Crate arrived, my Loot Gaming box.
Yeah, saw that.
So that was pretty fun. There is a video on YouTube, so I'm not going to spoil what was in it. So you should go to Hardcore Gamer X on YouTube and have a look at the video. You can see what was in the box.
Suffice to say, have you started Overwatch yet?
No.
No.
I've not bought it yet. I did, actually, that leads me nicely, segued into what else I did this week, which was, on my day off, I bought a bunch of games.
You did?
Yes. I went to my local CEX and around the charity shops and picked up a few games, which was pretty cool. So I picked up WarioWare Smooth Moves for the Wii, which is awesome. If you've never played a WarioWare game, they're amazing. It's basically like a collection of mini games.
Yeah.
But each mini game is between 1 and 3 seconds long. So it's like really quick stuff. Like I know there'll be a nose on the screen and a finger moving side to side. And you have to press the A button to make the finger go up the nostril and stuff like that. It's all really stupid stuff. But they're really fun and they're really addictive, and you play and you can't stop playing these like silly games, and they get faster and faster and faster the more you play. So you get to like round 60 and they're like really, really quick, like literally like a second like to do something.
Cool.
Yes, so that they're really, really fun games. I picked up Sonic Adventure for the GameCube. I do have it on the Dreamcast, but the GameCube version I have a save on from years ago because it's one of the games that kind of got lost in the ether when I moved back from London. Yeah. So I rebought it. It was quite cheap, so now I can basically carry on with my save and 100% finish it. So that'll be good fun to get on with. I picked up Donald Duck in Quackshot for the Sega Mega Drive. Which is will be good fun. It's Donald Duck shooting plungers out of a gun at things, which while dressed like Indiana Jones. Which that just sounds like a fun evening actually. And I also picked up I can't remember which one it is. It's one of the Professor Layton games for the DS.
Oh yeah,
and they're kind of mystery puzzle type games where you have to solve the mystery and find the baddie and all that sort of stuff. I got it for £2 in a charity shop.
Bargain.
So I think I won at buying games. I also got a haircut, so I'm looking all swish for a little bit until it grows back in and I look normal again. That's been about it. Oh, something quite exciting happened today, literally within the last hour, which is pretty badass.
Okay.
Our local Odeon Cinema, I think it's a nationwide thing, not just our local one that's doing it, but our local Odeon Cinema is doing a double bill screening of Prometheus and Alien.
Ah.
So obviously Prometheus came out a few years ago. Alien is from 1979, and at some point we're going to have to talk about it on the podcast because it's amazing. Yeah. They're doing a double bill screening, so they're going to show Prometheus. And then they're going to have a bit of a break, and then they're going to have a kind of live streamed Q&A with Ridley Scott, which is going to be pretty amazing. And then they're going to have a pre-recorded thing with Michael Fassbender and Noomi Rapace, and they're going to show an exclusive 15-minute preview of Alien Covenant.
Ooh.
And then they're going to... Yeah, that's the next one, which is out in a couple of weeks. And then they're going to show Alien.
On the big screen.
Yeah, I've never seen Alien on the big screen, so that is what I'm more excited about than anything. But the price of the ticket included the double bill and tickets to see Alien Covenant a day before its release. On the preview screening. And for Odeon Cinema ticket prices, really cheap. Really cheap. It was so basically 3 films over 2 days. This is going to the screening for the double bill is on the 26th of April, which is Alien Day, just like when the events from when the movies took place. And Alien Covenant isn't out until the 12th of May, so the screening we're going to go see is on the 11th. So it's essentially over 2 days for 3 Alien movies. Cost £20.
Good.
That's not bad.
A ticket.
That's amazing.
Yes, really good. Considering if we just went to go see Alien and Covenant on its own, it cost us £15. It's pretty good.
Yeah, each.
Yeah. So it's £20 each a ticket. So me and Kaz are going, and 2 of our friends are coming with us.
Wow.
But yeah, it's going to be really cool. So I'll have to report on that when it is once it had happened. So that's the 26th.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
that's quite exciting.
Really cool. Yeah. So if you have a local Odeon Cinema, they're probably doing it. So it's worth looking into, even if you just go for the you don't want to see Prometheus turn up late, see the other one.
Yeah. I wonder how many people are going to do that.
I really like Prometheus though. I don't see what the big hoo-ha is about people not liking it.
Never
I
seen
like
it.
it personally.
Dislike it. Never seen it. But then I'm not massive into the Alien universe particularly. I like the films. Don't get me wrong. I do like them. I guess it says a lot about me that I preferred Aliens to Alien.
Yeah, I guess. So.
Because I know it's not the most liked film in the universe as it was. I know people who like Aliens. I wouldn't say look down on, but they're not. Oh, you're not a big fan of it then? It's like no, not really. But I do like Bill Paxton a lot, so Michael B. So I do love me some Aliens, I have to say. As I say, I don't dislike the original film. It's great, but I guess I'm not as much of a fan as you guys. So I've not seen Prometheus. I've heard different things. A lot of people seem to like it, and then a lot of people say, no, it's the worst thing in the world. I've seen the end, where the alien comes out of the, I want to say architect, is that right? No? Less engineer or whatever they're called?
The engineer.
Engineer, there we go. I've seen that bit, and it's sort of like a proto-alien. I thought that was pretty cool.
The thing is with Prometheus, if you go in expecting it to be a prequel to Alien,
no,
you're probably going to hate it. If you go in wanting to see a fun sci-fi movie and ignoring the fact it has loose connections to Alien, like a fun sci-fi movie in the same universe as Alien, then you'll probably really enjoy it.
I sort of see it as a vague origin story of what happens later, kind of. Pretty
much, yeah. I mean, there's things like the Wayland Corporation is mentioned in it quite a lot. There's quite a big subplot with Wayland himself as he appears to him to talk to him and stuff, like in this like hologram thing.
Is he like an evil John Hammond, basically?
Pretty much, yeah. He's like really, really fucking old as well.
Although in the books, obviously John Hammond was evil, so
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, it's just like this really old man on this like holographic projection telling them why they have to go and do these things and what they're doing and all this stuff. So I won't spoil it if you want to see it. It's worth seeing, I think. But cool. Yeah,
it'll be on Film 4.
It'll be on Film 4. Yeah, it's probably on Netflix or something like that. But yeah, I'd say it's worth seeing. Yeah, so that's quite exciting. That happened today.
Yeah, very good.
Other than that, not a great deal has been going on, really. I am on holiday next week from work, so I'm going to try and get some, get my furniture and stuff from my dad's, so I can actually set up my hardcore game room, my toy room, so that will be good, my man cave, whatever you want to call it. So hopefully that will happen, so next week I might have news on that being a thing.
Oh.
But yeah, I think that'll be it so far from me.
Cool. I shall go next because I don't want to get in the way of Paul. I don't want to do Paula's cool stuff and then I didn't really do anything. I didn't really do anything this week. However, there have been trailerage of stuff.
Oh, in the last hour.
We'll talk about that next.
Oh.
I want to talk about something that I think was just as cool and I honestly can't wait for.
Sorry.
And that was Thor Ragnarok. How cool does that look?
Oh my god, looks amazing! Oh, Luna, for God's sake. Sorry.
I had a feeling it was going to be looking good anyway, because it's Taika Waititi, who's a New Zealand director, works a lot with Flight of the Conchords and Jermaine Clement, directed Eagle vs. Shark, which is a great film, everybody must see it, and also What We Do in the Shadows, which is a brilliant film, everybody must see it. So I kind of knew what we were going into. And then the trailer hit, and when it started doing Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin, I'm thinking, yes, this is what we want. And honestly, I heard it described as a buddy cop movie, and yeah, I can see where that would be going. Few things. Number one, awesome trailer. It looks really fun.
Yeah, it's gone big Guardians of the Galaxy. That's that.
Yeah,
that kind of feel. I'm like, great.
Yeah, I have no problem with this. After the last Thor movie, which I liked, but most people seem not to have.
I liked it. Yeah.
I think it's probably because they didn't do much with Malkeith. But there you
nothing happened in that movie.
No, it was in a bit of a weird place though, because they couldn't do much because Avengers 2 was on the way, wasn't it? Whereas this, shit's going to hit the fan, so they can just do what they want, and they basically, it's not just Thor, it's basically Planet Hulk as well. With a bit of Guardians, as you say, thrown in there, Paula. I definitely think the look of the aliens and Jeff Goldblum. I like
He's so
the best
great.
thing about Jeff Goldblum in that trailer was the fact that even when he was announcing the Hulk, he didn't sound excited. And then we got the Incredible. I mean, obviously he didn't say Hulk because Hulk just went boom. Spoilers. The bit where he comes in, he says, "Yes, I know him. He's a friend from work."
He's a friend from work.
Oh, come on. That was amazing. Also, Loki looks great.
Yes.
I like the fact that he sat with Jeff Goldblum's character as well, so obviously he's got himself out of it somehow, or it's his idea, or something or other. we've got to talk about Cate Blanchett. How great does Cate Blanchett look? I mean, she looks great. She's always, you are 100% right. She's great in everything. She's even great in Hot Fuzz, and you don't even see her face. So she's great in everything. But to see her as Kayla, it's just great. That bit where she destroys his hammer, and it's like not even an effort for her. And also that bit where she got a helmet on, she throws the sword, and you just see that little bit of Jack Kirby artwork sort of in there. You see her eyes and a mouth, but nothing much on her face. Amazing. She looks brilliant.
I did see someone say on the internet, if Mjolnir got smashed into pieces, could you pick up the pieces?
I don't know. I guess we'll find out. I know why she can destroy the hammer, because she's the goddess of death and entropy. So she can. It's not that she's worthy; it's just that she's more powerful.
Oh dear!
One of stupid. Oh, to say one of my favourite things about. I remember reading about Thor's hammer, so it's a little bit of a segue, but not really. It's about like how they like looking at the mythology, how the hammer was forged by like the centre of a dying star, which condenses mass so tightly that it just makes it like the heaviest item known to man. Because the atoms are dense, like so dense and compressed in it. That only like Thor is worthy to pick it up because of whatever mystical thing to do, and that's why no one else can move it. I saw someone posted this on, I think it was a Reddit thread about like Thor's hammer, and the very next post below it was from Thor 2 where he hangs it on a coat hook. Like,
they do bit fast and loose, I think. But I would say the reason Hela can destroy it is because she's the goddess of death and she's really super powerful.
Oh yeah.
There's a great game I used to play with some of my nerdier mates, like who in the DC universe could pick it up, and I always say Batman. It'd be Batman. It wouldn't be Superman. I reckon it would be just Batman and the Flash would be able to. The Flash definitely would be able to pick it up.
Well, he's quite righteous,
virtuous.
Isn't he?
Yeah, he's virtuous.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with his character. He's genuinely the nicest guy in the DC universe.
Yeah.
So, if we're going by DC characters, why not Green Lanterns?
Because Green Lanterns generally have a flaw in their personality, which makes them it only picks out the Green Lantern. It only picks out willpower and basically stubbornness, and the bravery in the face of fear. So it's not virtue. You don't have to be virtuous. Look at Guy Gardner. I mean, that'd be a less virtuous Green Lantern you can probably not find ever. I mean, he womanizes, he drinks, he does all kinds of stuff. Whereas Kal Rayner might have a chance because he's genuinely a nice guy, but he does have the flaw in his character. He's a bit of a womanizer, or he'd like to think he is.
What about John Jones, or whatever his name is?
John Jones might have a chance. Yeah. He might have a chance, Martian Manhunter, because he's pretty virtuous. He's basically Martian Superman. So, I don't think Supes would be able to, because it's magic and it'd reject him.
Oh, that is his weakness, isn't it, magic?
Yeah, whereas Batsy probably would.
Batsy?
Yeah, Batsy. But if there was anybody, it would be the Flash. Absolutely the Flash.
Yeah, I agree with you with
that. Because Barry Allen is just like the nicest man in the world. That's his superpower, effectively. But yeah, so Ragnarok looks...
God, can you imagine being like, you're in a queue for superpowers, and you're quite near the end of the queue, so you're like, flight's gone, and heat vision, and super strength, and you think, gosh, I hope I get something good. Nice. You get nice. You're the nicest person in the world. Oh, come on!
But that would be good, though, because you could be like a diplomat.
Yeah,
something like that. You could be the best diplomat in the world.
It's like, I'm going to fly, or shoot lasers out my eyes, or,
But then again, the sillier the superpower, the better it is to look at Squirrel Girl. And she's something I don't know, I'm not the biggest world's biggest Marvel fan, but apparently she's one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe. Or something like that. She is, but she doesn't know it, but it's something like she is the most powerful superhero in the Marvel universe, or something stupid like that. But yeah, Ragnarok looks absolutely cool. The coolest. And that's only a teaser trailer. So I'm stupidly looking forward to that. There was another one that come out. It's called The Hitman's Bodyguard with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. That's coming out in August, and that looks really fun as well. He's basically playing Deadpool again. But
he's been playing Deadpool in every film he's ever been in.
this is true. Speaking of Deadpool, though, they cast Cable.
Oh, yes!
Josh Brolin. Oh, that's so cool. And the thing is, I wouldn't have thought straight away, but now I know, it's like, oh, it's obvious. Of course it's Josh Brolin.
Couldn't think of anybody else now, yeah.
If he plays it like he did Man in Black, which is basically what Cable is, that's going to be awesome. Plus, there's going to be a Goonies reference in there somewhere. There's bound to be.
There's going to be that. They're going to make reference to the fact that he's Thanos as well.
Yes,
they're going to.
I like all the fanboys who are screeching that, oh, he's playing two characters, you can't possibly do that. What? Ryan Reynolds was the Green Lantern, or did you not know this? He was also Deadpool in another movie.
I don't know if it's the fact he's two characters kind of in the same universe.
The X-Men universe isn't the same universe though now, is it, in Marvel? Different universe. But anyway, so there's that news. And then today, there's a film coming out in December.
Is there?
There's some sort of celebration going on. They dropped a teaser trailer. It's called Star Fighter?
Trek Wars? Trek Wars,
yeah, something like that. The Star Wars teaser trailer dropped. And they've left it really late to drop it as well, but it's so cool.
Well, when it had only been up an hour, it had already had 500,000 views.
Well, yeah. It's kind of a big deal. I'm not... it looks good, though.
Yeah, it does.
From the little we see, the Kylo Ren mask smashed.
Yes. And the first time you hear Luke's voice.
Yeah. Yeah. Rey doing old Matrixy stuff.
Oh.
That bit with the rocks flying up a little bit with the Force. I reckon the Force powers they're going to be able to use now are going to be awesome and epic.
And they're talking about the balance of the Force again. Balance
of the Force, yeah, light and dark, but it's so much bigger than that. Yeah. Apparently, we don't see much. It has to be said, but that's what I.
It's enough.
That's kind of what I like about it. You don't see much.
I don't want to know the whole damn story.
And Finn's back.
Yes.
Of course he is.
Or is he? Because it might have been like a protective kind of healing pod thing.
Yeah, it looks like a Bacta tank.
Yeah, but I was going to say they use Bacta tanks for that, but
pod racers as well. They look like pod racers, but they're not. I'm sure. And also Poe Dameron's back. BB-8 is in there, and R2.
Yay.
Not much is shown, but it certainly has the sort of the First Order's coming after the Resistance feel to it. I don't think they're going to win this one, funnily enough.
No, probably not.
But yeah, it looks really, really good. And I do like the fact that they got it right with trailers for Star Wars, because the Force Awakens trailers teaser didn't tell you anything about what was going to happen in the movie, and I don't want to know anything that happens in the movie. I just want to be given a little amuse-bouche for what might happen.
Yep.
You know, just to ramp up that excitement a little more. Because I think we're only going to get one more trailer between now and December. It's April now, so we've had the teaser. Probably one more trailer, maybe an international trailer.
I don't know. There might be a few.
I don't think there is. I think there was only two in the last one. You had the teaser, you had the US trailer, then they had the international trailer, which spoiled a few things. But I don't care about that. And then we had the film, and I think that's probably what we're going to do this time. But there was some... I don't know if anybody's been following the celebration at all.
We've watched a bit of it, yeah. Watching someone fire T-shirts out of a T-shirt cannon that have been expertly done up to look like a Star Wars gun. It was very cool.
Apparently, Rian Johnson, who directed the Last Jedi, he's been going up to pretty much everybody at the convention saying hello.
Oh!
He's really been making an effort and enjoying himself. It was a great picture that came out as well. Have you seen this one of Hayden Christensen and Mark Hamill together?
Oh no!
They've got their arms around each other. It says, "Hey, Dad." Basically, yeah, father and son reunited at last, and it's a great picture. And Hayden Christensen apparently hasn't aged. It's been 12 years since the Revenge of the Sith. He's not aged.
Wow!
He doesn't look any older. I like Hayden Christensen.
I do. I think he got a bit of a bad rap I don't think it was justified.
Yeah.
I liked his Anakin, personally. I thought he did it really well. And I liked the end of Jedi with him in it instead of
Me too.
the old... Yeah, I liked that.
I think Kevin
I
Smith...
can remember my reaction the first time. I was like, it ties them all together. I thought that was great.
When Kevin Smith did the celebration a few years back, he did like an evening with Kevin Smith, and he said, there's all these people saying, I played him as a whiny teenager. He said, that's who Darth Vader would grow up to be.
Yeah.
He is essentially a whiny teenager.
Yeah.
So, what's so wrong about playing him that way? And besides which, that's what he was told to play. He was directed like, if you got problems with that, you take it up with George Lucas, not with Hayden Christensen. Dude did the job he was supposed to do. So I like the guy. There's also a great picture as well with Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, and Billy Lord, who is Carrie Fisher's daughter. Because Carrie obviously passed away, she couldn't be there this year. So Billy Lord has basically gone in her stead and just stood in for her all the time, which is really nice.
Did you see the video that they'd made for her? The tribute video?
I don't think I can.
It's lovely.
Gotta be honest
watch
with you.
it is lovely. Well, find a minute when you're on your own.
yeah. It was a really nice picture with him and Harrison Ford. Again, Harrison Ford apparently doesn't bother aging these days.
No, he got to a certain point, and now he's just like, I'm done with that. That aging really bollocks.
The man's in his 70s, and it's like he's about 73, 74. He just doesn't look. He doesn't look like an old man, but he is an old man. But he looks great. But it seems to be a really good celebration this year, and Mark Hamill certainly seems to be enjoying himself, as he always does.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you see the huge, big, it looks like kind of life-size TIE fighter in the middle? Yeah. And apparently they asked the guy who made it, what's the most difficult thing you ever made? And he went, I think the Lego Slave 1. And they went, what, is that more difficult than that huge big TIE fighter? And he goes, yeah, that's only about 24 pieces.
Yeah.
Lego Slave 1's over 1,000.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a great answer.
Ghostbusters Spyros.
Oh God. Took me a week.
Yeah.
Loved every minute of it though.
But Star Wars coming back. I can't wait. And Rogue One's out as well. For people who do want. I do need to get it on Blu-ray. It isn't payday yet, so I've got to wait. But as soon as it is,
I do think I am probably the only person I know that didn't like it.
Really?
I'm sure Jeff didn't.
He doesn't like anything.
Well, he didn't like the Ragnarok. He said, what was it? I love you, Jeff, if you're listening. But he did say, rubbish trailer with the best forgotten band. What, Led Zeppelin? And there's loads of people that just said, what do you mean, Jeff? Led Zeppelin, best forgotten? Come on now. We get you don't like the film, we get that you don't like the trailer, but come on, that's too far. But no, Jeff didn't like Rogue One either. There's plenty of people I know didn't like Rogue One. But that's fine, you don't have to.
Jeff liked the new Transformers trailer, which I'm sure we may... Are we going to mention that?
Do I have to? Do I have to? Loud, shouty, more of the same. They're trying to put Arthurian legend into it, even though in Revenge of the Fallen they said it was Egyptian legend.
Well, they're changing their minds.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm going to spoil it for you. The last night's going to end up being Marky Mark, isn't it?
I think they've already said that, haven't they?
Have they? Oh, I don't know. But Quintesson seemed to be in it. Look, I might give it I'll give it a go, because why not? It isn't Aaron Kruger, because thankfully he did Ghost in the Shell, which everybody has said is shit.
Apparently he's doing really fucking well in Japan.
Yeah, well,
like they love it.
They don't care. I do think that it is really funny that the people who are saying we don't care if she's Japanese are the Japanese.
Yeah.
We don't give a shit. In fact, there's Japanese people and creators. In fact, the creator said doesn't make sense that she would be Japanese, actually, because she's in a cyborg body. It probably would be white. Which is hilarious, and all the SJW type people have said, what? It's like, well, they don't care.
Well, what about the Mummy trailer and the woman playing the mummy? People are going, oh, but white again, whitewashing. But she's
Lebanese.
She's from Africa.
It's her out of Kingsman, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so many people going, white.
Oh no, she's Middle East. She's Middle Eastern. Yeah. She's British, but she's of Middle Eastern origin. She's Lebanese, I'm sure she is.
Yeah.
And she was also in Kingsman. That's a film we need a trailer for. Kingsman 2.
Oh, yes.
Later on this year, I think, is it?
Yeah, should be this year.
Can't wait. Just see Colin Firth acting the badass again. Which is always good, let's face it. But yes, very cool trailers coming out this week. Can't wait for Ragnarok. Cannot wait for Star Wars. Justice League trailer looked good as well when that came out. I'm very into that. Especially like Ezra Miller's line to Bruce Wayne. He said, "What's your superpower?" Very rich. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Riding on the Batmobile was very cool as well. I think it might be Gal Gadot and Jason Momoa are the MVPs of that film.
Yeah.
Especially Jason Momoa. Come on now.
It's basically
MVP,
most valuable player.
Ah.
It's basically going to be like Jason Momoa is basically going to be the Justice League's version of Wonder Woman from Batman vs Superman.
Yeah,
he's going to be the standout because his movie's out next.
Fine with me.
Pretty much. I would watch that dude all day. I think he's very cool.
He was brilliant in Conan.
Yeah.
He was brilliant in that.
It's because he's basically a blokey bloke, isn't he? He's quite...
bloke. Yeah.
He's a man.
He's a man.
He's a man.
He's a real man's man. That's a wrestling reference for you, Paula.
Yeah, William Regal, check it out. But yeah, there's some very cool films coming out this year. I'm very much looking forward to all of them. But let's move on to Paula, because did you do anything last week, Paula? What do you...
I did a couple of things, yeah.
What were you up to there, Paula?
It was quite good fun. I went to a convention. I think that's what they call it. Yeah, I think so. No, I went to Dimension Jump 19. Oh, amazing! But before I get into that, because otherwise I'm going to tell you, I'm going to forget. I bought some very cool things, and I'm super, super excited. I had no idea they existed. Star Wars things called box busters. Don't know if you've ever seen them. They are they're basically they're smaller than Micro Machines, but it's a little box that folds up, and you push a little button on the top, and then it unfolds, and it's got different scenes. So you've got all kinds of different scenes through like Starkiller Base and Jakku and all kinds of things. And it comes with a dice, and it's a little game. They're very cool.
Yeah,
they're really, really cool. And once you fold the box up, it then looks like a Star Wars crate, which I just found very exciting. But you've got tiny little, just little tiny people, little ships. I think it's great.
Yeah, cool. I'm looking at the Endor one now.
Yeah, well, at the Entertainer, had them buy one, get one free. So,
dear.
2 get one free. Go and have a look. That's amazing. Talking about buy one, get one free, Disney Infinity figures, the Disney Infinity 2, Smiths have them at £1 each, and you buy 2, you get one free.
What?
Right, mate.
So we bought a load just because they're really cool little figures.
They're really nice quality.
Barbossa. Yeah. The little Barbossa is now stood kind of glaring at my Captain Jack figure that I've got, and it works. It balances the shelf, It's very cool. And next door to our Smiths in town, there is a Home Sense. It's like the home and tat version of TK Maxx. And they've got some books and stuff, and we just kind of walk through the book aisle to get to the toys at the back, because you never know what you might find. And for £2, I bought the most gorgeous Star Trek pop-up book. I'm going to do a video, my first video, and I'm not going to put it on YouTube, but I will put it up on the Back to the 80s Facebook page, just to show, because I want to show everyone, because it's so cool. It's got the best one by far. You open the page, and Deep Space Nine pops up.
Is it purple?
No, it's black.
Oh, so I got one years ago. It was a giant book. And it was purple and had a little lenticular thing on the front of the Enterprise, and it was all different pop-up scenes and stuff.
Oh, this
sounds similar.
Trouble with Tribbles and the Borg Cube. It's just so beautiful that I will definitely do a video, and I will put it up on the page. And now I've said it, I've got to do it. So, but I was very excited to get this book. And what else have I got? Oh, and Andrew, he bought me, because he's a sweetheart, he bought me the Pinkie Pie, with the party cannon.
Oh, yeah.
So, because one side of the shelf, you've got all the Power Ponies in the middle now, which are complete. Woo! Loads of Shopkins in the front, which I still think is fantastic. And on the right-hand side, you've got Cheese Sandwich with his cannon. And now on the left, you've got Pinkie Pie with hers. So they're having a party cannon fight at the back of the shelf, which is epic. And I only bought one more thing, and then I'll get onto the thing that I'm really going to talk about. I'm always looking out for new fun games that are cheap and just stupid fun, like Pie Face. We bought Pie Face and took it to the Games Club in Fordingbridge, and had such ridiculously good fun. And this one was £6 from the Entertainer again. It's the cheap version. I don't even know what the expensive version is called, the Hasbro version, but that's still like 25 quid. This one's called What You Talking About? This one's called
Willis. Please say it says Willis on the end.
No, it doesn't. No, it's implied. But what you've got to do, you've got cards. Well, first you've got a dice with different colours. So you roll the dice, you pick, and it comes up on the colour. You turn the card over, you're in teams, and you have to then read the sentence which is written on your card of that colour. You win the card if your other teammates can understand what you're saying. And why it might be difficult, it comes with this little plastic thing that you put in your mouth, which holds your lips and your mouth open, holds your lips really far apart. So, so if you put your fingers in your mouth and then pull your lips apart and then go kind of, you've got to talk like that.
Yes.
It is so funny. And I took that to the Games Club and we had marvellous fun. And there is a picture on my Facebook, so do go and have a look. I will post it on the back for you.
Horrifying picture.
It's really... It's so fun. We had such fun. I had a meal with my choir friends, which are the alto ladies. They're not retired. I think maybe one or two of them are. So they're that kind of age. And last time I took Pie Face, because and so this time I took that. They all had a go. I was super impressed. It was very fun. It was great.
Such fun.
Fun. I love it because now I sit down and go, so I brought a game, and they go, oh.
Oh no,
I've done a thing.
Oh no. Anyway, sorry, I could talk all year.
You'll have to bring her across when you come over here.
What, the games?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I will bring the games. Oh mate, it's such fun.
Such fun. You've actually reminded me, because obviously Paula is coming to stay with us. Paula and Andrew is coming to stay with me for a night or so.
Yeah, can't wait.
The reason they're coming is because they're coming to see Doctor Who. They're going to go see the exhibition. I'm going for the TARDIS tour one last time.
Nice.
Obviously, sadly it's closing, but my lovely girlfriend decided that she'd do something nice for me. And the week before you guys come, I'm actually going to the TARDIS tour again. One last go around.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes, so speaking of which, Doctor Who starts tomorrow night as well.
Yes.
Can't wait for that.
I'm going to have to wait until Sunday morning.
Oh, no.
Work. No! I have to stay away from the internet.
Ooh.
But I saw the trailer. Did you guys see the trailer?
It's good.
It was the TV trailer that was on the BBC Breakfast TV.
Yeah.
Because it had about the minute clip from the first episode.
Yeah.
Oh, and you see the picture on the desk of who the picture is off the desk on the doctor's desk. Did you see that?
I didn't see that. No.
Well, spoilers for anyone. But no, because this will be out after you've seen it. What's Bill? Is that her name?
Bill, yeah.
Yeah. So she sat talking to the doctor. He sat as a professor in some kind of university, and she's like, "Well, why me? Why'd you pick me?" He looks at his desk. The photo on the desk is a picture of Susan.
Oh, you think she's a relative of Susan? Oh, she's like.
Yeah, maybe she just reminds him,
Could be.
Oh, I'm like, oh, it's so lovely. Anyway.
So, of course, the other big spoiler is that John Simm's coming back.
Oh.
Can't wait for that.
That's very exciting, isn't it?
I like John Simm's Master. That's gonna. I don't know. Well, the Doctor's met himself on various time jaunts, hasn't he? So
That's
no
true.
reason why the Master can't do the same thing.
That's very true.
But we'll be interested to see how the Master and Missy coexist.
And you see the hand regeneration energy.
Yeah, I think that's going
like...
to be. I think that's going to be a thing. I think he's going to be regenerating for most of the series.
Oh, really?
Because the 10th did that. There's something. They reckon he was like 10 years regenerating. He held it off.
Oh, that was so emotional
time,
as well.
That time
scale. To die. Oh God.
I don't want to go.
Oh God, don't.
Thing is, I'm really good at doing that. It's really funny. Trenzalore. Well, we're going to have to find somewhere different because I don't want to go. I like watching reaction videos to that. If you watch a reaction mashup, you see everybody go, "Oh my God, he said it!" I feed off your insanity and your hate. Anyway, yes. What else did you do then, Paula? You did something marvellous and big this time.
I did. So I've got to move because my foot's going to sleep. Oh, got to that age. Sorry, hang on. Talking about yourselves. I got cramp. Yes, I went to Dimension Jump 19 up in Nottingham, and Becca came, and so we had the best time. It was super, super fun. For a start, just the drive up there is fun, with your buddy in the car and singing along. That's really good fun, let alone getting there. The sat-nav kind of took us to the road behind the hotel, and so, but it was Nottingham's horrible one-way system, so we were stopped at the traffic lights, and it said you arrived at your destination. I'm like, well, you clearly haven't. And so I, wound the window down, and wow, I'm doing the motion of winding the window.
Nice.
Yeah. Thank you. And I said to the guy, like, just walking down the street while the lights are red, "Oi, mate, where's the Crowne Plaza?" And he went, "Oh, it's just there, but you're the wrong side. I don't know how you're going to get there, but Google Maps took us straight there where the sat-nav failed." So that was good. And the Crowne Plaza Hotel, oh, such a nice hotel. It feels really fancy, but you get a really good rate. It's like £170, £180 a night normally, but you pay that for 2 nights. So it's half price for the convention, which is grand. And loads of guests were there. Robert Llewellyn, Chris Barry, Danny John Jules, and Hattie Herridge from the main cast. Mark Dexter, who played Howard Rimmer in Trojan.
All right.
He was amazing. It must have been nerve-wracking for him to turn up to, because Dimension Jump is quite big. It's like 400 people. Completely sold. It sells out every time. And so sitting in a room next to Chris Barry doing a Q&A session, it must have been going through his mind going, I've only been in one episode, and why am I here? And all these people are going to eat me alive. But he was so nice, and he automatically felt like just part of the big Red Dwarf family.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I will say about the Dimension Jump, is it feels like a family reunion every time, and you don't know these people, and there's such a good age range of the people that go, from little kids right the way up to to quite old people, and it's just brilliant. I absolutely love it, and you can just sit down, chat to anyone, everyone's happy, and nobody's leery. You get people all mixing and just sitting with anyone. It's just great. And who else was there? So Mark Dexter, he was amazing. He just blew everyone away. The chemistry between him and Chris Barry was amazing. It was absolutely electric. It was really good. And the Rimmer brothers were together at last.
Yeah.
And Sue Ann Braun was there. She played Captain McCluskey. I can't remember her name now. She was one of the police officers from Twentica. And Lucy Pohl was there, and she played Harmony from Twentica as well. And so they're both stand-up comedians and into theatre and stuff, and so they really held their own and were really, really super nice as well. But I mean, Hattie Herridge always steals the show because she's just so lovely. I mean, she asked Lego directly, why is there no Red Dwarf Lego? And apparently Red Dwarf's too rude. That was what they said to her. And we're like, that's crappy. It's not really rude. It's not that rude. I mean, I was talking to Andrew about that, and he's like, well, it's no ruder. I mean, Big Bang Theory is ruder, because they talk about masturbation and stuff, and everyone's sleeping with each other. But, you know, there we go. But she was great, and she always does steal the show. Yeah, she said she feels... I mean, she's been to every Dimension Jump, because she's just amazing. She turns down work now, that she feels that just doesn't... That's something that her fans wouldn't think she would do, and because she's like, I've got some weird loyalty to Red Dwarf. And and isn't that wonderful? I mean, it's batty of her, the bonkers lady, but you know, she's so lovely. And there were photo sessions, which I didn't have the guts to do last time because it's only my second one. So I'm like, right, I'm gonna do it. So I signed up to both, and I've got pictures of me with with all the cast in 2 sessions. The first one was really, really good fun, but I was super nervous, so I took in one of my magazines. I had issue 2.
Nice.
I've got them all apart from number 1. I can't believe I've lost it, but I have. So I took number 1. I've got them all to sign it now, so I'm going to get as many signatures on it as possible. Just so I had something to do with my hands. So I wasn't fiddling, you know. So after that, there was an auction, and the auction there was loads of stuff, really, really fun things to bid on. T-shirts that haven't been in production since the 90s, and all kinds of bits and pieces. Like loads of books that were signed by Rob and Doug, which was amazing because they're quite rare. And I was sat about 10 rows back in the T-shirt that Becca bought me. So we had the same T-shirt. It was a bright red T-shirt with a banana on it with female aardvark right underneath.
Nice, yes, I saw that.
Yeah, and so I bid on stuff, and it was Mark Dexter and Chris Barry running the auction. And so I put my hand up for something, and he said, "Oh, yeah, that's £50 to." Is that a banana on your T-shirt? And I went, "No, it's a female aardvark." Of course, everybody laughs. Yes. And then he said, "Oh, I'll just call you aardvark if that's okay." So then the next day, it comes to the photo session, and it's with Chris Barry, Mark Dexter, and Danny John Jules. Oh, he was there as well, sorry. So bear in mind, I'm wearing a different T-shirt, and there's like 400 people there. I walk into the photo session, he turns around, Chris Barry looks at me and points at me and he goes, "Aardvark." I'm like, he remembers me! Isn't that amazing? I was very chuffed.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, I was really, really pleased. But I did manage to win something in the auction. It was something I had my eye on because I like memorabilia. I like kind of tat. You know?
Yes.
And so
ephemera.
They had... I just love it. They had, from the Red Dwarf 11 launch party, some badges that you can buy the badges, but these have different backs, and so that they don't make these, which is very exciting. And it's got Lister, Cat, Crichton, and Rimmer, and then a postcard from that, and all the cast have signed it that were there at Dimension Jump, and 2 cups. They're 2 paper cups, but they've got JMC, a Juvenile Mining Corporation, and Leopard Lager written all over them. They're so cool, and I won those, and I'm super, super pleased. And I wanted to carry these cups home in bubble wrap, and just because I thought I'm gonna get them all the way back from Nottingham, open my front door, and then trip and squash them. I'm determined, and they're now locked safely in the cupboard, in the cabinet, with the other Red Dwarf stuff. But Doug Naylor's going to be at Swindon Comic Con, so I'm going to ask him to sign one. So that would be awesome to get Doug Naylor's signature on the cup.
That would be cool.
Oh, I'm super chuffed. Anyway, I could talk forever about it, but I won't. I'll stop there because I've been talking enough. But there was a quiz Friday night.
There's always a quiz.
There's always a quiz.
Always.
And so I thought I did manage to scribble down some of the questions. Now, bear in mind, there was about 10 of us on the table, about 400 people there. We came 5th.
Nice.
We were quite pleased with that. So we
That's
got
not
45 out of 50. 55? No, 45 out of 50.
That's
But
all right.
I know, we were
That's
quite...
good.
We were quite pleased.
Nerd.
Some of them... I know! I'm very proud to be a nerd. Oh! No, I'll get to that. No, I'll tell you now, so I don't forget. Any Red Dwarf fans out there, if you haven't found Red Dwarf Posse, which is a group on Facebook, it is the nicest group of people. They've got lovely admins, which I've met lots of them at Dimension Jump. There's no bitterness, there's no griping at each other. It's all just super, super friendly. It is the most wonderful group. Red Dwarf Posse, do go find it. Right. So, I thought I'd share some of these quiz questions with you. I've picked out 8 good ones.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
right. I can't actually read my own writing. That helps, doesn't it? Yes. In Lister's wedding, his Gelf wedding, who catches Lister's bouquet?
Oh.
That's the noise we were all making.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Is it Crichton?
No? Do you want to guess, Sam?
Rimmer.
It's Rimmer.
Been a long time since I've seen that one. So that's Emo Hawk, isn't it? That one.
Yes. Yeah, I'd struggled as well because then
I know played the Gelf.
Yeah, Ainsley Harriott.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Okay, in Hollow Ship, on the ship Enlightenment, who has an IQ of 194?
Jane Horrocks' character, and I can't remember what her name is.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
I'm not doing well on this one.
Well, I could remember Natalina Pushkin, 212. I could remember her. And
Yeah.
It's the guy that speaks after her, and we got there in the end. Shall I tell you the answer?
I can't remember his name.
Randy Navarro.
Andy Navarro. Great name.
So we were like, it's Randy Navarro, that's it. So we got that. Okay, which episode does a scutter fire a gun?
No, I don't. I can't remember. I can sort of.
Right. I could remember them getting a parcel, which was from the John Wayne fan club.
Yeah.
And it's when they're playing Cowboys and Indians, and it's Better Than Life.
Oh, that's it. Better in Life.
Okay, name 2 things from Hitler's diary. That's from Time Slides.
Oh God, I clearly haven't watched enough Red Dwarf.
I
don't remember enough Red Dwarf. I've seen it all, but I don't remember it.
Do laundry in.
Milk.
Yeah, do laundry invade Poland?
No, stop milk. Pay papers. Invade Czechoslovakia.
Invade Czechoslovakia. I knew invade was in there. That's it. Banana and crisp sandwiches and all that.
Absolutely, banana and crisps. Okay, in Terraform, which personality of Rimmer's personality is gone but not forgotten?
Oh.
I'm so glad they're stumping you.
Yeah,
So
really.
much joy.
It's been so long since I've seen them. That's why. Gone but not forgotten. Dignity.
Oh, see, that's what everybody said. We got that wrong as well.
Or his bravery or something like
That's
that.
honour.
Honour. That's it.
Honour, gone but not forgotten.
And charm is the tiny little one.
Yeah. Alright, slightly easy one. In Meltdown, in the Wax War, what was Crichton's code name?
Oh no. It's something like Certain Doom, but not.
It's kind of close. Pawn Sacrifice.
That's it. I knew it was something. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Or Hope or something.
Okay, right, 2 left. So, before he turned into a T-Rex, what kind of bird was Pete?
Canary.
No.
The chicken.
Nope, he was a sparrow.
Sparrow.
A chicken.
I knew it was a tiny little bird. I knew it was tiny.
Little sparrow. Okay, the last question. There were 30 of these, so if anybody that's listening does want the questions, I will happily put them all out on Facebook. So, because I asked that last time because I missed it last time. I was driving up from work and missed the quiz and asked the fan club, "Oh, can I have a copy of the questions?" "Oh no, sorry, we don't have them." I'm like, "Oh!" But I've got them, so if anybody wants them. So the last one. Who speaks the last line in Series 11? And you get a bonus thumbs up from me going, "Yeah, nerd," if you can tell me the line.
Trying to think which was Series 11.
So Can of Worms was the last one of Series 11, where with the cat being pregnant with a polymorph, with the morphlings.
Oh, is it the last series it's been on?
Yes.
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I've not seen it.
Oh, you're not?
I didn't make it through the end. No. I just haven't had time to sit down and watch them all, so I couldn't tell you, I'm afraid.
Ah, fair enough then. Sam?
I honestly don't know, but I'm going to say Lister.
No, it's the cat with "Pipe Me." So, but if you haven't seen it, that would mean nothing. But, well, he stumped you! Well, the Red Dwarf fan club stumped you.
They did. Well, to be fair, they're the fan club. That's what they're supposed to say.
Yeah, it was... go on then. A nice easy one. Why does Lister owe Norweb over £180 billion?
Because he left money in his account. And
Not quite... No, that's...
Oh, he owed them a bill.
Yeah, because
Did he leave his bathroom light on?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. He left the,
And it built up and built up and built up, and he said, "What, really?" And then Holly goes, "No, not really." April Fools.
Yeah.
I do
Awesome.
remember that. The Norweb Alliance.
Yeah.
Norweb Federation, sorry. Norweb Federation is. Because
He left
everybody...
a sausage in the fridge.
Yeah.
Which now covers like 7/8 of the Earth's surface.
Yeah. Not really. Cool. But you had a good time.
Oh, amazing. Super, super amazing. Yeah.
You booked
Loved
for next
every
year yet?
second. That's interesting. Well, Dimension Shop is only every other year.
All right.
So there isn't one next year, but it's the 30th anniversary next year.
Yeah.
So I did email the fan club with a little bit of feedback and just saying, is there something that's going to happen next year? And they went, yes. We'll release the information next month, so kind of watch this space. I will report as I hear it. So, I had an email. I wanted to also, this is the last thing and I promise I'll shut up. I wanted to send, just a little gushy thank you to all of the cast that came. So like Mark Dexter and Robert Llewellyn and people like Danny John Jules on Twitter, but Chris Barry and Hattie Herridge not. So I emailed Chris Barry through his website and Hattie Herridge through her management company, and she emailed me back.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, just to say thank you so much, and she goes, it is, I can understand why you love Red Dwarf so much, and just such a great feeling you get by going to a dimension jump. And she goes, you just want to kind of lock everybody in a cupboard and then open up that cupboard when you're feeling a bit low or having a bad day, but you're not allowed to do that.
That's kind of scary.
Hattie, are you okay?
I thought that was brilliant. So, yeah. Anyway, there you go. It was great. It was marvellous fun. I loved every second. Yes. Thank you very much.
Excellent stuff. Well, we shall move right on. We won't have any breaks this week because it's not going to be the longest podcast in the world because it's Good Friday and I don't think anybody can be bothered today. Particularly, I know I've just been eating eggs all day, so, I've got 3 eggs this year, each one with a mug.
Nice. Oh, what mugs did you get?
I got the Kit Kat one, the double-decker one, and the cream egg one.
Oh.
Nice. Not the pot noodle one.
No. It's three for a tenner at Tesco's, and they're all in the 3 for a tenner, and I'm like, what? Seriously? Because you're getting 2 things, an egg, and a mug, and 3 for a tenner. That's not bad. So if you do want eggs, it's not Easter now, so tough.
Go on Monday where they'll all be like super cheap.
Well, this will be coming out. This will be coming out roughly a month after Easter. So,
yeah. Well, I hope you went on Monday and got all the cheap eggs.
Yeah. But we shall move straight on. With Paula having been to Red Dwarf last week, we thought we'd do a bit of a episode breakdown of Red Dwarf backwards and just a bit of Red Dwarf stuff. Because reason being is that Backwards was the first episode of Red Dwarf I ever saw. I didn't see the 2 series preceding it, probably because it just wasn't promoted that well on BBC Two in 1987 and 88. But the numbers were that good for those 2 series, even though I didn't see them at the time, that the BBC gave them a bit more money. Because of that, they got production values, and because of that, they changed a few things up. Location shoots were in, better production values were in, better sets were in, Starbug was in, and they had to change a cast member as well because Norman Lovett decided he didn't want to do it anymore. It was stopping him doing stand-up gigs, was the filming. So he decided not to go back into it until the later series. And that's when Hattie Hayridge came into our home. She had played Hilly, the female equivalent in the parallel universe of Holly, but she was asked to come on the show, and she did, and for most people, I think, really, she is the definitive Holly. No disrespect at all to Norman Lovett, but I would say most people would be more familiar with her Holly than his Holly.
Yeah.
Would that be unfair?
No, so that's fair.
No. They did explain it in series because the first episode, which is backwards of series 3, starts with the Star Wars pre-title sequence, basically saying that after what happened in Parallel Universe, Lystra given birth to twins, but they had to go back to the Parallel Universe because they had accelerated growth weights. And then the ship's computer, Holly, decided to have a head sex change to become like Hilly because he loved her. Fair enough. There was a bit of a personality.
Sorry, just to interrupt you. That scrawl was supposed to be an episode in its own right.
Yes.
An episode called Dad, but they decided at the end it was going to be basically how Lister gives birth and the kids grow up, and but they decided that actually it wasn't that funny, and it was possibly a bit sexist. So they were like, let's just do it in a scroll instead, which I think works. Especially when it goes really fast and then you can't read it. That's funny,
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit like a soft reboot as well, effectively, of the series.
Yeah.
Because Hattie Hayridge's Holly isn't the same as Norman Lovett's Holly. Norman Lovett's Holly was... Thank you, Gomez. I agree. He was sarcastic and not nasty, but he was sort of acerbic and that. And Holly isn't. Her Holly is just thick.
Yes.
Because obviously...
Still deadpan, though. But, I mean,
she's...
Wasn't she described in her stand-up as, like, a female Norman Lovett?
Yeah, which I wouldn't agree with. I think her Holly is nice, but thick.
Yes.
She's not really nasty, whereas his Holly could sometimes be a bit nasty, out of boredom, so Queeg and all that kind of stuff. So he could play tricks at them, but she would never ever think to do that.
No.
She's just sort of sweet and a bit thick.
Yeah, that's true.
which I love. I love that version of Holly. Also, the other thing that changes is Crichton becomes a full member of the crew. They explain that because he was last seen leaving the Nova 5 on Lister's space bike, but they found him crashed. They repaired him, they fixed him up, and his personality changed because of that. He lost his old personality.
But again, he wasn't supposed to be back either.
No.
Rob Grant didn't. He just wanted just the one episode and gone. But Doug Naylor was like, it's becoming really difficult to write for basically just one person that can touch something. I know the cat can touch something, but he doesn't. He kind of does his own thing. You can't, rely on him to kind of bring the story forward. It's just Lister. We need somebody else. So he managed to wear him down.
The cat's just way too selfish. Although he does become more of a member of the crew in season 3.
Yes.
He isn't just this thing that sort of pops in, pops out, and never identifies himself as part of the crew. He is now part of the crew. It's basically, like I say, a bit of a soft reboot for the series and a bit of a new direction that they were taking, and I have to say for the best, really. But the basic story is what happens is that Rimmer decides he's going to take Crichton out in Starbug 1 for his piloting test so that Rimmer isn't beholden to Lister for everything.
Sorry, I've just laughed, sorry. Yeah, I'm remembering. Sorry, yeah. Ignore me laughing.
That's alright. And yeah, it's funny, you smee. He's a smee. But no, not quite there yet. But he's certainly acting like a bit of a twat. But yeah, it's just so that he's not beholden to Lister to take him places. He wants to be independent, as it were.
Yeah.
But
once through the doors, I want you to proceed to the nearest planet. Once there, I want you to bring the vehicle to a halt and then carefully reverse it into the planet's orbit, remembering, of course, at all times to pay attention and, well, due care and attention to all other space users. That's just brilliant.
There's a solid sight gag when Crichton's playing with the buttons and trying to figure out which ones are going to make the ship do the things he wants it to do, and he hits the ejector seat, and Rimmer just shoots out, and then there's a fade, and you see him walk back into Starbug, look a bit perturbed on his face, sit down, and just go, "In your own time."
Yeah, in your own time.
Such a good gag.
And they've also got the old gag of, I learned in Starbug 2.
Yeah.
They're exactly the same. That's the problem.
That's the problem. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I love it. So they do go out and they do decide that they're going to have the test and fly around. But they come into contact with a time hole, which makes them crash land on a planet which seems similar to Earth. They see a sign on the roadside which says Nod Null 871 Selim. Rimmer is confused, but Crichton states, the sign, that's London, it's just backwards. So they hitch a lift from a local. There's a lot of backwards filming in this, and there's a lot of not backwards filming where they just go blah, 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 which kind of annoys me. Arthur Smith not doing it very well, but there you go.
Yeah, but I mean, they've done that when other characters are in the shot going with the cast are in the shot going forwards. That's why.
Do, but even in the shot where Arthur Smith is shouting at them, he's not shouting them backwards. He's just talking gibberish.
No, he's there's the whole big speech. That's the whole big speech. I mean, because you can on the Series 3 DVD.
You do it backwards, eh?
Yeah, you can play the episode backwards, and he actually says, "You are a stupid, square-headed, bald git, aren't you? I ain't pointing at you. I'm pointing at you. But I'm not actually addressing you. I'm addressing the one prat in the country who's bothered to get hold of this recording, turn it around, and actually work out the rubbish I'm saying. What a poor, sad life he's got. Frankly, your ad's crap anyway. Anybody could have done it. I hate the lot of you. Bollocks to you." That's what he actually says.
Fair enough. They don't make any attempt to sort of backwards talk when they're sort of in shot, though. That always wound me up because you could have learned a few lines backwards.
Yes,
just a few. It's not, you didn't have to say much. You could have just. But there you go. They did.
Well, Erskib, they tried it with that, with the bitter ordering at the bar, because when you play that in reverse, they're not actually saying bitter backwards.
No.
But Erskib does sound like bitter backwards. So, but it's not.
No, it's definitely not. No. So yeah, they do ride a hitch lift from a local. They do notice that everything's moving in reverse, and they don't quite know why. But Holly explains that they've travelled so far, because Holly's with them, that they've travelled so far into the future that time is running backwards, and they arrive in the year 3991, which is 1993. Interestingly enough, the Big Crunch theory isn't the accepted theory these days. It's just heat death of the universe.
Shocking. I like the idea of a Big Crunch.
There are still some scientists out there who do believe that the Big Crunch would happen, that everything gets to a certain point and then starts running backwards. But I don't buy that personally. I don't understand why that would happen. I think
it's funny.
It's one of those. I think it's one of those theories that is like it's like heaven, because at least there's a point to it all. At least something happens after everything ends. Whereas just the accepted theory now is everything ends.
Yeah,
it just stops.
You go back inside your mother, they go back inside their mother, and so on and so on, till we become one glorious whole.
Remember, you are one glorious whole. Not everything's good here. I mean, look at Father Christmas. What a bastard.
Yeah.
It's just this fat old bloke who comes down the chimney every year and steals all the kids' toys.
Francis of Assisi go around maiming small animals.
Yeah.
But interesting, while they're walking down the street, while they're walking forward down the street and everybody else is walking backwards, you see a guy stood in sunglasses just smoking fag. That's Rob Grant.
Yes.
One of the writers.
He was doing a bit of a Douglas Adams, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Created his own stuff. But yeah, Crater Rimmer, they are disgusted initially with the backwards world, because people take money from buskers' hats, cafes populated by customers who spit tea back into teacups and disgorge chocolate eclairs.
That's disgusting forwards as well as
yeah,
backwards.
Pretty much. But Rimmer and Crichton, they do discover that they can use that forwardness to their advantage and become a variety act, basically. The sensational Reverse Brothers. Meanwhile, in our universe, Lister and Kat have been flying around in Starbuck 2 searching for them, which leads to a great scene of just accept it, man. Just accept it. They're gone, buddy. But look on the bright side. They're gone, buddy. It's brilliant.
After the famous bunk scene with the Cat and Lister, which is really nice dynamic, talking about Wilma Flintstone.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's that episode too.
But I completely disagree with them on that as well. I think Betty is hotter than Wilma. Wilma's a nag.
Yeah, but as we all know, Wilma would never leave Fred, so...
Yeah.
Whereas, everybody would have a chance with Betty because she's with Barney Bloody Rubble. I mean, what's he got to bring to the table?
Oh, he's nice.
The only time I didn't prefer Betty to Wilma is when Rosie O'Donnell played her.
Right, Elizabeth Perkins as Wilma.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell, no. No, not Rosie. I'm sorry.
I'm convinced she was Betty because she could laugh like Betty.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They just wanted, because it made no sense. Why would you make Rosie O'Donnell anything? But there you go. She's awful. She's she's like Roseanne. Come on now. Just shouty, bloody comedians who think they're funny because they shout. As a mother. But anyway. But yeah, best line in that whole exchange is Betty Rebel. Well, I would go with Betty, but I'd be thinking of Wilma. Yeah, you're right. We're nuts. This is an insane conversation. Yeah, she'll never leave Fred, and we know it. I also like the fact that they're now in the officers' quarters.
Yeah.
Because BBC gave them more money.
Absolutely.
Nothing's grey anymore. It's a bit more Star Trek.
Yeah. Well, until we come to the effects of the time hole, which is actually a cup of tea being stirred. Well,
I think that's definitely on purpose. I think that's let's see how Doctor Who we can take it.
I really like the idea that this is a very famous television show that aired on TV in the early 90s. That I can probably do better effects on my computer than the show.
Oh yeah. But I think half of that is definitely on purpose, isn't it?
Oh, it's half the charm, yeah.
But I love the fact that the effects are a bit naff. The miniature stuff, however, is always great.
Yeah.
Red Dwarf. Because it is guys who worked on Doctor Who, Peter Ragnarok, people like that who worked on Matt. Oh, what's his name? Oh, dude worked on Robot Wars as well. He was on Robot Wars all the time, and I can't remember his name, but he worked on Doctor Who a lot in the 80s as well. But yeah, they did such good work. But yeah, they are searching for, which I always think is quite nice. At the end of the day, they all hate each other, but they all know they've got to stick together as well.
Yeah.
It's let's not romanticize it. And I think people sometimes do with Red Dwarf. It's like, they love each other really. No, they don't. They cannot stand the sight of each other. But it's either that or nothing.
Yeah. They've been put in a situation, they have to kind of make the best of it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole reason that Rimmer's there is because Holly said if he put someone there Lister liked, he'd go insane. He needs to be someone who he's got to rail against, so it keeps him vital, as it were. Keeps him alive. And Lister doesn't like Rimmer. They respect each other by the end, but they don't like each other. Crichton has to like everybody because his programming says he does, and the cat is a cat.
Yeah.
So he likes you when he wants something.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Cat. They've never ruined that or made that terrible or gone into, he's got these deep-seated problems or he's got this in his character development. No, cats don't have character development.
No.
They're cats. They don't give a shit. They don't like you. They're there because it's nice, warm and comfortable and they get fed.
Yeah. Because I haven't permed my leg hairs for a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Perm your leg hairs? I need to help the natural curl.
But anyway, they do lock on. They see the time hole. They fly through it again, and they close in on Starbug 1 because Starbug 1's got a homing device. They find the lake where it crash landed, and as they exit,
a thing of talcum powder.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is
terrible, horrible effects as you're always. But as soon as he exits Starbug 2, Lissa complains of feeling pain. He's got black eye, feels like his ribs have been cracked. And he also discovers that he's dry, even though he's just left the lake that Starbug 1 crashed in. They don't, because they're a bit thick. They don't get straight away that they're on a backwards world, because it's Nognol. You know, Nognol. Bulgaria.
Rich in animal wealth and produce and animal wealth, whatever it is.
It always says boys from the dwarf as well. No, that's not it as well.
Yeah, boys from the dwarf.
Yeah,
with a smart party.
Yeah, exactly. Boys from the dwarf. That's posse. But yeah, they do track Crichton and Rimmer down to the club where they work. They see the axe, which is amazing because he eats a pork pie. Forwards.
It's an egg.
Forward. Which is always weird because it's Crichton eating.
Yeah, and drinks a glass of water, and Series 4000 are not waterproof, so how does he do that?
I don't. Maybe it's like Data.
Oh, maybe.
It's reversed, so he doesn't actually. He just. Do you think of it in the real world, like in there? I think he just basically puts it in his mouth and spits it out again.
Or it's just don't think about it.
It's a TV show.
Exactly, it's a TV show. But yeah, really, really good bit, that whole club bit. I really like that. I think that's very clever. Very clever. But yeah, they do try and convince them to come home, and that's why you get the whole Santa Claus and Francis of Assisi being not so great. Not everything's great in the backwards universe, just as not everything's great in the forward universe, but at least they belong in the forward universe. But like I say, Lissa tries to convince him to stay, but Crichton and Rimmer do say that in this reality there's no death, there's no illness. Like I say, everyone can one glorious whole, which is weird. Can you imagine becoming a baby and coming back inside your mum? That's just body horror, isn't it, surely?
Yes.
That's just not right. But the club owner...
lose conscious thought and all that stuff.
You must lose sentience at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be perfect, is it? It doesn't sound good. But anyway, while they're arguing, the club owner comes in and tells off, as we said, Crichton and Rimmer there, and says that you started a fight. And they say, well, we've not started any fight. At the same time, a man takes offence to Lister and Cat uneating his pie, which they did earlier on, even though it isn't a pie, it's a quiche. Weird. But he punches Lister twice, he heals his black eye and broken rib, and Crichton realises that it's actually the beginning of the barroom brawl that got them fired, and therefore its consequences has different meaning here. So they have a huge fight, which obviously Rimmer ducks out of, because he's a coward. Everything's restored to its original state, and they realise that they can't stay on a backwards Earth after all. The final reinforcement... Where's Cat? Oh, he's just, in the bushes. Cat forgets that everything happens in reverse, and I like
in the book that goes into detail.
Oh yeah, so was it a poop or was it a wee wee?
It's a poo.
I thought it might be a poop. Just don't ask. Can you imagine?
No, thankfully.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. But yes, cat walks like John Wayne.
Sorry, no, go on.
No, I was just going to say cat walking like John Wayne to the ship.
It's so funny, isn't it? That is absolutely brilliant, because you can just use your imagination. You can, because for years I thought it was a wee, but no, it's because he was bent down, so it's.
Yeah. I always thought that it was a poo somehow. So did Cat. You know?
Yeah, that's so funny. So funny.
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's got to be the more distressing of the two, though. If something's like going in reverse and going back into your body, that's got to be the weirdest one.
Oh yeah.
Well, what about being sick?
Oh God, no.
That would be pleasant, but it'd be better than poop going up you. The worst one would be wee going in your body, because at least poop is a big enough hole that it's, you know.
Yeah, but
there are people out there who do like things putting in their bum. That's fine.
Yeah, but it's not the, you know, that's at a risk of sounding very offensive. That's the exception, not the rule.
True. It's not meant for that purpose. But I would imagine things going when your wee up your pee hole isn't going to be very pleasant.
Yeah, but at least it'll be a thin stream and not like a giant thing.
It's going to sting though, isn't it? It's going to sting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
I mean, if you're a bloke and you've ever got soap in there in the shower and then you have a wee afterwards, that sting. That sting. I imagine it's something like that.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. We'll be back next
Things
week.
you learn about the male body on the shirt. It's amazing.
Oh, the male body. It always reminds me of the ladies going about how broken their bodies are, and they are. You know, there's stuff that they go through that blokes' bodies would never go through.
But at least our internal organs are on the inside.
Or on the inside, exactly.
Internal organs.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, the penis is not fit for purpose. It's like they say in a later Red Dwarf episode, it's the last turkey in the shop look. DNA, I think that is, as well. Who designed that? The last chicken in the shop. But yeah...
Just talking about the barroom scene again, because I was ripping my head around this, so I wrote it down in the order that it happens in the episode. So backwards, as it were. So you see the debris in the pub.
Yes.
Then the Lister and the cat uneat the guy's pie. The guy gets angry and that they uneat his pie. Punches Lister in the face. So Lister then throws the pint in the man's face.
Mm.
Then Lister's in the big fight. He gets thrown through the window, and then Lister punches the man and gets the guy gets his tooth back. And then people sit down and the pub is tidy. So if you run that in reverse,
doesn't work.
So what actually happened was Lister started it by walking up to a guy and punching him in the face.
Yeah. What should have happened is that the fight should have broken out right at the end. That's when Lister should have uneaten his pie.
Yes, it happened the wrong way round. Yeah.
Yeah. But it had to happen that way round, otherwise nobody would have understood it.
Yes. Yeah.
So obviously, television program, sadly.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're having to make concessions for reality and narrative structure.
It still does kind of work, though, because Lister is, would he just walk up and punch a guy in the face?
Probably.
He might do.
Probably. He's a bit of a chav, isn't he? So. But yeah, so it's a great episode. It's a really good sort of, like we say, soft reboot. There were changes that they made to the old Red Dwarf. So Rimmer's uniform. Apparently, it served as implying his devotion to duty as well as his hologrammatic status. Or they had more money. Cat's wardrobe. Yeah, exactly. Cat's wardrobe was better, and there was more diversity in his wardrobe, so he got more clothes. And Crane's appearance was based on Series 2, but produced more successfully because it had to be more durable, basically. And every year after, the midriff got slightly bigger.
And you know that the mask for the first couple of seasons, people asked Rob about it at Dimension Jump, and he said every single time I moved or did anything, it would pop apart at the seams because it was in two pieces, front and the back. So they had to keep sticking it back on, And he said Andrea, I think his makeup artist at the time, was rather. So she would kind of follow him around with a glue brush and just kind of prod stick back together. Don't move. And one time it came loose around his nose, and she was laughing at something else, and she shoved this glue brush up his nose. And Craig came in and said, "Oh, I'll give you money if you let me rip it out," because it was stuck. Because it's really good glue, and it was just hanging from his nose. So yeah, fun.
Nice. They took his eyes open as well the first time he was in the mask.
Yes. Yeah. He talks about because the first scene he shot, it wasn't backwards, even though that's the first episode. It was marooned, and so the first scene was he got on set. He got on set after it took like 5-6 hours to get into all the makeup. He couldn't blink his eyes. He couldn't shut his eyes because all the makeup was really heavy on his eyelids, and he just walked on set. And they went, right, lunch. He's like, oh, come on. And so after lunch, he found he couldn't eat. He got on set, and it's the scene where it was actually cut. But I think you couldn't see it on the DVD. You can see bits of it on the DVD. Crichton is pulling the cat on a sleigh through the snow looking for the ship. But the snow is soap flakes. And a huge...
Oh, yeah, right, exactly.
And a huge big fan. And they're just firing snowflakes, so soap flakes in his eyes. He can't shut his eyes. And after all that, so they did that for about an hour. In the end, so he said they were just... My eyes, he said it was just so painful.
Yeah, just wrecked him.
And then they said that was my first day, and that whole scene got cut.
Yep. That's television for you.
Yeah.
That's the shit that happened to this business they call show. No, Backwards is a great episode, and season 3 is a great season. It's just brilliant. Because right after this one came Marooned, and that is one of my favourite all time. Which I'm sure we'll talk about. But you got such great episodes like that, Polymorph, Body Swap, Time Slides, The Last Day, with Gordon Kennedy in it as well. With his
I've met him. He's super nice.
Oiled up man,
nice
nipples. Gordon Kennedy's great. He's been around forever as well. He's in Absolutely, which was one of my favourite TV shows of all time, and Stony Bridge. He was also Little John as well in the Robin Hood, the BBC Robin Hood series they did not so long ago.
Oh Christ, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I quite like that. It was
Oh, it was brilliant.
It was silly, don't get me wrong. But
Maid Marian and her merry men.
Robin Hoodie. But, I did enjoy it. But, season 3 of Red Dwarf is brilliant. I do love that one so much. We asked you as well for Red Dwarf quotes on, or I did, on Facebook and Twitter. Didn't
I
get
know
anything,
some of my favourites down too.
Didn't get any on Twitter, but we'll talk some on Facebook there. So we had James Mallon. He said, "Smoke me a kipper. I'll be back for breakfast."
Classic.
It's a classic.
Stoke me a clipper.
I'll be back for Christmas.
Leah Clayton, lovely Leah. We love her so much. She's great. She's saying, "I've given much pleasure to the world because it has such a beautiful ass." Which is
round of applause. That's brilliant. Love that one.
Cat's justification for his being on the Inquisitor, which I love. He says, "That's pretty shallow. I'm a pretty shallow guy." Ow! I'm a pretty shallow guy with a beautiful ass. I love it. Shane, my mate at work, Shane, is, but we're talking J for the decade. We're talking April, May, June, July, and August food. Yes, that's right. I am Queeg.
My favourite episode.
I do like Queeg. Queeg is very funny. Shane also says, Holly, hope they've got a few odds and sods on board. We're a bit short on supplies. Lister, like what? Cow's milk ran out of that yonks ago. Fresh and dehydrated. What milk are we using now? Emergency backup supply. We're on the dog's milk. Dog's milk? Nothing wrong with dog's milk. Full of goodness, full of vitamins, full of marrowbone jelly. That's stronger than any other type of milk, dog's milk. Why? No bugger will drink it. The advantage of dog's milk is that when it goes off, it tastes exactly the same as when it's fresh. Why didn't you tell me, Holly? What, and spoil your tea?
Brilliant, isn't it?
Brilliant, lovely. Jake then comes up with a Crichton one. Spin my nipple nuts and send me to Alaska.
So you can get a t-shirt with that one now.
Yes. James comes back, James Mallon, with Everybody's Dead, Dave. They're dead, Dave. Everybody? Everybody's dead, Dave. Which is their
Dave.
little...
Everybody is Dave dead.
That's their
Everybody
evolution to 2001, isn't it?
Yes.
Basically, that's him doing his howl. Which where it all comes from. Craig Garden goes, you can't whack Death on the head. If he comes near me, I'm going to rip his nipples off. Great, I love that one.
I'm going out as I come in, screaming and kicking.
And my mate Lee comes back and she says, listen girls, I don't know whether this is the time or place, but my mate Ace here is incredibly brave.
And he's had just tons and tons of girlfriends.
And then we've got Matt, who has been a saint this week. For those who don't know, a friend of ours called Nemi died a couple of years back now. He was the guy who basically did the Nerdsphere website and lots of other things as well. He was a technical genius, and sadly he died a couple of years ago. I had a massive collection, like we don't realise how big his collection was. But Nemi's mum died a little while ago as well, and his dad's having a bit of a time of it. So Matt has volunteered to go and sort Nemi's collection and get stuff sold, basically, so that his dad can have some money. So Matt, you're doing a beautiful thing. If we can help you at all with anything, then please do. Come to us and let us know, because he needs people to price things basically at the moment, because he had a lot of stuff. I need so much stuff, it's unbelievable. So yeah, Matt, you're doing a great job. But he said, I mean, I'll go with Betty, but I'll be thinking of Wilma. and someone called Sam Palmer's put underneath it, what are we doing? Wilma would never leave Fred.
Who could that be?
I don't know who. Then we got Monica Blecken, who said it's basically Lister about Rimmer. You really mean with money? You're a tremendous physical coward. You once spent an afternoon on the Samaritan switchboard and 4 people committed suicide. Your middle name is Judas, but you tell everyone that it's Jonathan. You sign all your official letters, Arnold Rimmer BSc, and the BSc stands for Bronze Swimming Certificate. You're a cheating, Weasley, low-life scumbucket with all the charm and social grace of a pubic louse. If I remember correctly, that's from the Inquisitor.
Yes.
Then we've got Carl, who says, all in all, 100% successful trip. But sir, we lost Mr. Rimmer. All in all, 100% successful trip. I do love that. My favourite line ever in Red Dwarf from Steve Thomas, and it's basically my life philosophy, and I hate to say it, but over the years I've come to regard you as people I've met.
From Hollership, I love that. That sums Rimmer up beautifully, doesn't it? He did that. Chris Barry did the line at the weekend. He did the line. Did
he sing the Rimmer song as well? Because that usually happens. Did it not happen?
It didn't this time. It did the last time. Yeah, and because someone said, "Can you still remember the words?" And he started, and then everybody else joined in.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. It was a beautiful moment.
I do the Rimmer song. It's not him though singing it in reality. In the actual show, it was Howard Goodall, if I remember correctly. So the fact that he did it at the Dimension Jump is super cool, because it wasn't him originally. I actually said that line at a place I worked at a few years back, and when I left, that's what I said at the end.
That's beautiful. I regard you as people I've met.
That is so true, though. That is so true of most people you meet. I mean, you are working with people. They're not really your friends. They're your work friends. And it's like, I'm not the sort of person, I think, sounds awful. I feel awful for saying it. I don't regard a lot of people I meet as friends, even though I'm friendly with them. A friend is something very special that it's a term that's chucked around too much these days. So, I've got 1 million Facebook friends. Well, they're not really your friends, are they?
No.
They are literally people you've met. So I can totally see where you're going for. And again, it fits in with the philosophy of the show that they're not mates, really. Yeah. They're not friends. They've been stuck together all this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, Robert Coy is next with from Polymorph. Let's go out there and twat it. Von Rogers. Oh, Paul. Hello, Paul. Another one of my favourites. Are you absolutely sure, sir? It does mean changing the bulb. That's when they need to step up to Red Alert. And then Gethin comes back with what a smear. And then Mark Fortune off Will and Fortune, he says it was Uncle Frank. That's Rimmer's first sexual experience.
He thought I was my mum.
I love it. Love it. Keep coming, your Red Dwarf quotes. We do love them. So, Paula.
Yes.
You said you have some.
Yes, I wrote some down. I've used this as well. Hook, line, sinker, and copy of Angling Times. And what about flour? Flowers from Series 8.
Yes.
When he's got 2 bags of flour, that's hysterical. I love that idea. This one. It's just, I've had so much coffee, I don't think I'll be able to get any mints until tomorrow. Remember that one after Rimmer's taken the look to the sexual magnetism virus?
Yes.
Lister, is that a cigarette you're smoking? No, it's a chicken.
Yeah. That's back when he used to put his cigarettes in his ear.
Yeah.
Which I think is genius. That's a good idea, that.
No, it is. It's very funny. And then I've come to regard you as people I met. It's my duty as a complete and utter bastard.
Yep.
From Time Slides.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now! That's all I can remember.
Now!
The brilliant now speech. Now! Or something.
I like that one. That's one. I love Momoa so much. It's so good. And it just gives you such a great insight into both of them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, the fact that the Rimmer isn't really this horrible person you think he is. He's severely damaged.
Yeah. Poor bloke. And the
he's an asshole.
He is, but he's, it's like, I'll tell you about your first time. Oh, her name was, I can't remember her name. Sandra? I did it in the back of my dad's car. What was it like? Oh, amazing. Beautiful. Worn up burp veneer.
All of burp paddling. Marvellous.
Yeah, that's it.
Marvellous.
Yeah, that's it.
Did it on a golf course?
You weren't even a member. Maybe rake the sand back afterwards.
I hate people who abuse the facilities.
I know, it's just so funny. All of the canaries will be dead in 1 hour, except for Rimmer. Yes, he will be dead in 20 minutes. This one, that was a classic. From Quarantine. So you want to fly on a magic carpet to see the king of the potato people and plead with him for your freedom, and you're telling me you're completely sane?
I think that calls for 2 hours of WOO.
What's WOO?
You had to ask. Without oxygen!
No oxygen for 2 hours. That'll teach you to be bread baskets.
I can't do it, Lister. Why not? Because the king of the potato people won't let me.
Yeah. The funniest bit in that is where he goes, it's like, fuck me, that's
Mr. Flibble, little
terrible.
penguin.
I love Mr. Flibble.
What happened?
It's when he turns around, like both their eyes are glowing red.
Yeah.
He's made Mr. Flibble angry. We couldn't possibly do that.
Cross.
Who'd clear up the mess?
Yeah.
Like it's that as well. It will be happened. It shall be going to be happening. It will be was an event that will have been taken place in the future. From what episode is that from? The one at the beginning. Future Echoes.
Yeah.
So when they've seen him, he thinks he's seen Lister blow up.
Quite a one from Terraform as well. It says, okay, I say let's get into the jet-powered rocket pants and Junior Birdman the hell out of here. An excellent and inventive suggestion, sir, with just 2 tiny drawbacks. A, we don't have any jet-powered rocket pants, and 2, there's no such thing as jet-powered rocket pants outside the fictional serial Robbie Rocket Pants. That's going to crimp on an otherwise damn fine plan.
Or was it drop the defensive shield? For 2 minor drawbacks. 1, we don't have any defensive shields, and 2, we don't have any defensive shields. I know this is only 1 point, but I thought it was so important, worth mentioning twice. Love it.
Oh, that is such a good one.
My last one, but you don't know them. You'll like them. Well, some of them. Well, one of them. Maybe. From Camille? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was his wife. That's Robert Llewellyn's wife, all done up in the makeup. He played Camille.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Because and he was delighted because she can finally understand why he moans about having all the makeup put on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's his wife. So yeah, that's the end of my list. I thought I could carry on all night.
It's a good list.
It is a good list. Yeah.
Fun.
You got any favourites, Sam?
I struggle to think of like quotes other than the ones we've kind of already mentioned. I remember I used to love watching just the show on BBC Two. It'd be 9 o'clock on a Friday night. Used to have TV in my room and used to watch it right then. And I think I stopped about 7 because I think 7 was a bit silly. I remember like 5 being good and 6 being good, and 7 they kind of changed it and tried to do like the soft reboot thing, and it just wasn't really as good.
Yeah, I think that's when Rob Grant left.
He left. Oh, I can't remember what series he left.
6 was it? 6, 7, something like that. It wasn't too far after that, but yeah, they did kind of 7 and 8 aren't my favourites. I liked 9. I thought 9 was pretty good. I loved 10 and 11.
10 is my favourite. I love 10. Next to 3, because it's just so funny.
My favourite out of 10 is the lemon one.
Lemons, really?
I love lemons. I just love the fact that the whole mix-up over Jesus and that. I
Jesus,
just think
yes.
Yeah, it's just so funny. It's just, I love it. It's like ones like Terraform. It remind me of those, and I love Terraform. It's one of my favourite episodes, Terraform. But yeah, I understand what you mean, Sam. It did sort of go off the boil for a bit, but it did come back strong. Back to Earth wasn't the strongest, but it got them on Dave, which is the important thing, because Dave obviously have a lot more faith than the BBC do. But which is weird, because Dave is partly funded by the BBC. But there you go.
I didn't mind Back to Earth. I actually watched it again recently at work, and it's not too bad.
It's okay.
I remember it being awful when I rewatched it. It's like, it's not actually that bad.
I'm exactly the same. I remember it being terrible, and then I bought it on digital download, and I've watched it loads.
Keeps distracting me because Big Susie's in it. Claudia Winkleman's sister.
Yes.
Sophie. Lady Sophie Winkleman. She married a lord. But yeah, it's Big Sue's off Peep Show. So it's just sort of, okay. Oh, that's weird. Big Sue's in it. But yeah, it was clever. Don't get me wrong. But it kind of reminded me of the books. I'm not a fan of the books.
Oh, the books are brilliant.
If you like that sort of thing, that's great. Yeah. I think they tried to make it a bit more, I don't know, worthy is the word, more sci-fi. I kind of don't. I didn't think they were funny.
They're not as funny.
No.
Yeah.
But they weren't supposed to be, which is fine. They were supposed to be a bit more sci-fi. I was going to say a bit more Douglas Adamsy, but I don't agree with myself on that one. I don't think they are Douglas Adamsy at all. Whereas the original series definitely is Douglas Adamsy.
Yeah.
Red Dwarf is very Douglas Adams and very Hitchhiker Guide. There's something else we'll have to talk about.
Definitely.
But excellent stuff. Couple of my favourite ones. I do like the Spaceball directives. Or the All Nations. My absolute favourite is, I don't know what it is you think you're doing, but boarding this vessel is an act of war. Ergo, we surrender. And it's a prisoners of war. I mean, invoking All Nations Agreement Article 394-361-7588-0932B. 394-361-7588-0932B. All nations attending the conference are only allocated one parking space. Is that entirely relevant, sir? I mean, here we are in mortal danger, and you're worried about the Chinese delegates bringing two cars. Can't you just let one go? I was talking about the right to POWs to non-violent constraints, but that's 394-361-7588-0932C, sir. Brilliant. I love him. I just love the fact he just couldn't ever let one go because he's so literal. He's crying because he's a computer at the end of the day. Why wouldn't he be? But yeah, I do love that one absolutely. And of course, I do love the Arnold Rimmer song. More reliable than a garden strimmer. He's never been mistaken for your brother. He's not bald and his head doesn't glimmer. I just love that whole episode. He's basically Crichton just trying to get that out of Lister's system, that nostalgia that Rimmer was okay. It wasn't okay, he was an asshole. But I do really, really, really like that one. Rimmer World as well, I like Rimmer World.
Yes.
because it's when he kisses himself, it is freakish. I don't like it. It's just weird. And Good Men of the Apocalypse I really like as well.
Oh yes, and it's one of my favourites, I think.
It's brilliant. It's just really well done. The whole VR thing, which is oddly enough would be possible, the VR stuff these days. But I just really like the whole structure of it. I just like the whole the Western. It's obviously they liked Westerns enough to make that sort of episode. Dennis Lil's great as Death as well.
I like that it was filmed at the American Adventure theme park as well, which no longer exists.
No, which is a shame, isn't it?
Oh, does it not?
No, it closed down ages ago. Huh. There's actually, I was looking into it last year sometime because I was like, if it's still around, maybe we could arrange a trip because it's relatively local to me. But yeah, it closed down ages ago. And there's actually some really cool Urban Explorer websites and stuff with photos of it, all kind of derelict.
Huh.
There's nothing sadder than an old theme park that's derelict.
Yep.
If you want to terrify yourself, if you want to sort of watch something that will stay with you forever, watch or look at the pictures of Pripyat, the theme park at Pripyat, which is the town next to Chernobyl.
Oh God, yeah, I've seen that. Yeah,
they had just built the theme park and they had to get out as fast as they could because of the explosions there. So the theme park has never been used, but it's at a safe enough level that people for a couple of hours can have a look at that now, and they're taking loads of pictures, and it is horrifying. It's just the worst thing in the world. Mr. Blobbyland as well in Devon.
Oh yeah,
that's also pretty scary as well. That's a good thing to look at. I have one last Red Dwarf quote, and it is another Space Corps directive.
Oh, go on then.
Rimmer, may I remind you of Space Corps Directive 34124? 34124? No officer with false teeth should attempt oral sex in zero gravity.
I was busy trying to remember which one that was, and I think, that's either anyone caught sniffing the bicycle, the seat of the women's bicycle in the gym, or it's the false teeth one. I wasn't quite sure.
Well, you would have found out eventually. Oh, there's another one. In which case, we can remove him on duty as per Space Corps Directive 196156. 196156. Any officer caught sniffing the saddle of the exercise bicycle in the women's gym will be discharged without trial. I'm sorry, sir. That doesn't get quite to the nub of the matter to me. Brilliant. Watch Red Dwarf. It is funny. It still holds up as well. That's what I like about Red. Even the earlier episodes, which I will never be convinced are as good as Series 3 onwards.
3, 4, and 5 are like the golden years of the show.
Absolutely. 1 and 2 perfectly good, but they were finding their feet. The concept.
Thanks for the memory. That's brilliant. Thanks for memory for season 2.
They are good. I'm not saying they're rubbish. I'm just saying the concept at that point was bigger than the comedy. When they settled in and just thought, hang on a minute, the concept doesn't matter. It's the comedy will fit the concept. Yeah. If you see what I mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, whereas before it's all, we're on a spaceship, this is what happens on a spaceship. Forget that. Doesn't matter. They could be down the pub.
Yeah.
The situation doesn't matter in that sort of setting. Just use what you've got. And when you can add to that things like the Gels and the holograms and the space viruses and that kind of thing. When you've got an episode like, I don't know, Back to Reality, which is a great episode.
God, that's funny. Yeah.
And that's got some quite high concept stuff in it as well, when Lister finds out that he's actually a fascist murderer.
Yeah.
That's quite dark. It goes to a pretty dark place. But it also makes fun of suicide, which is weird. We can all sit together and harpoon
our heads together and the bullet will go down the line.
Down the line! But yeah, it's so good. And like I say, it still holds up today, even the earlier episodes.
And season 12 is coming out later this year.
Yes.
And Robert Llewellyn did say that season 13 and 14 are under talks already.
That is really good that they still want. It's good that they still want to make it. I know Craig Charles isn't the most fan-orientated person.
No, he does a lot of DJing, so he doesn't like...
Yeah, Radio 2 is not a Radio 2 show. But even then, he never turned up to... he never turned up to conventions even before that.
I met him at a convention. I met him at memorabilia.
Yeah.
So and he was nice. You know.
Oh no, he's a perfectly nice person. I just don't think he's fan orientated.
No, not usually.
And if he's not, it's better that he ain't there. Because I've been to conventions where you've got people who don't really want to be there.
Yeah.
And it's not good. I mean, Peter Davison, I don't know whether he's having a bad day or what, but he clearly didn't want to be at LFCC that year.
Yeah.
And he didn't spoil it, because it never would. I don't, really care if, at the end of the day, if they're having a bad day or whatever, but he would have spoiled it for somebody, I'm sure. I would much rather be there with people who want to be there, like Chris Barry seems to have a blast. He seems to enjoy it.
He is so nice.
And I honestly think Danny John Jules could have fun in a dark room on his own.
Well, I did, because I asked him, when you get to the signing sessions and you meet them all, and because you're in such a big queue and that they're all one after the other kind of things, you might be stood in front of them for a little bit, so you've got to chat. And I did ask him, are you enjoying it? Are you having a good time? And he goes, I'm always having a good time.
Oh, yeah.
When I'm frowning, then you've got to worry,
Unless he's going after a thief with a samurai sword. Which is awesome. But yeah, he seems to have fun no matter what he does. Plus he's in Death in Paradise, which is cool.
Yeah.
Always cool. And yeah, like I say, Bob Llewellyn.
Oh.
He seems like a really nice guy, Bob Llewellyn.
He's so nice.
I've
got a bit of a crush.
goes on about electric cars a little too much, but
Well, but I was quite impressed. He didn't. Somebody asked him about that in the Q&A, and he said, well, if you're interested, we'll talk after, because actually I could bore everybody to death.
Oh yeah, he loves
but I won't. So, and
yeah.
he was very nice. And like Chris Barry, somebody asked him about cars. He said, what?
About
somebody
bikes.
asked him how many cars have you got, and
Loads.
how big a space have you got to keep them all in? And he went, well, actually, I could bore everyone to death, but
Well, he was in that quiz show, wasn't he? Petrol Heads with Richard Hammond and Neil Morrissey.
Yeah.
Years and years ago. It wasn't very good, but not his fault. He was perfectly fine in it. He also did that show about motorbikes as well, because he's a big bike head as well. They should have got him to do Top Gear.
They did ask him, and they went, no.
No, that's surprising, because he does all the stuff on Discovery, doesn't he?
The fans asked him, would you have done it?
Yeah.
Top Gear didn't ask him. Well, not that I knew. So.
No.
Should
have done.
But,
He'd have been good.
Interestingly, I've just read Mark Dexter, the guy who played Howard Rimmer. He said he just put on Twitter a little while ago. Well, you lovely Dimension Jump peeps have triggered great change at Dexter Towers. Plans are afoot. Chats are being had. Stay tuned. # Dimension Jump 19.
There you go. Might be going back.
Oh,
got the bug.
Well,
He got the bug.
It was brilliant.
Well, yeah, it does happen, because Auto Assembly, I remember when Greg Berger came over and Paul Eiding, they hadn't done UK conventions before. Now you can't keep Paul Eiding away from the UK. Same with Peter Spellos.
Yeah.
He's forever coming to the UK. And his Facebook peeps, and there's quite a few, like Barry Shaw, who we all know from Transformers fandom and stuff, the Scottish guy. He's best mates with Peter Spellos, that guy. They go out, if he comes to London, they will go out drinking, just as two fellas going out drinking.
Nice.
But people like Leah Clayton, who we talked about earlier on, Leah, she's quite good friends with Peter and that. So, he's got his little posse because of coming to conventions. So I think it does happen that you get these people who think, what, like this? It depends. If it's a big, massive one, you're not likely to make relationships or friends with people that are there. If you've got one that is smaller, like Dimension Jump is more intimate, is the word I would use on that one.
Yes.
And like Auto Assembly, like these sort of things, then you do have more FaceTime with the fans than you would normally at an LFCC or a SDCC or something like that. So
Absolutely.
You can have this sort of relationship and think, these fans are pretty cool. These guys are cool. These guys like me. I didn't realise.
But I took that to mean that the powers that be, kind of Doug Naylor, actually looked at how the fans reacted to him and
bring him back.
Chris Barry together and bring him back.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, he died in Trojan, but... Did
he die, or he crashed, didn't he?
Yes, but they kind of implied that...
Never say never with Red Dwarf.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Never say he was a hologram, so he could come back at any time. They could have made backups.
Yes.
Because he's a computer program at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And Crichton died, came back.
Yeah.
Talking Toasty died. The only other question I would ask any of them would be to Robert Llewellyn, and would say, how pissed off are you with Jerry Seinfeld for nicking your concept? Because, of course, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee is basically the same as Robert Llewellyn's chat show in a car.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he talked about... it's not Peter Kay. Who does the carpool karaoke?
Oh, James Corden.
Yeah, he's like I have tweeted him quite a lot going, great concept, yeah, amazing. You know, it's amazing original concept you come up with, like loads of tweets like this. And he goes, strangely, he hasn't got back.
No, I mean, you can't really do that with Seinfeld, because chances are Seinfeld wouldn't have seen it. He won't have seen Carpool.
Yeah, it's so good as well. I mean,
it was good.
People
But I
ask
suppose
about it. But who knows?
I heard tell it was actually somebody else's concept anyway. Somebody else had come up with the idea years before.
Oh, really?
So I don't think it's anybody's. I think people just came up with the idea together. Interestingly enough, that happened with Dennis the Menace. I don't know if people knew this, but Dennis the Menace in England and America, they were both came up with the same idea at the same time. They couldn't possibly have known about the other doing it.
It was
They
literally
just
within
kept
like a couple of years of each other. Like, it was so close they couldn't have physically ripped each other off.
No, because this was in the 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
So no internet, no sort of crossover of stuff. Couldn't possibly know. Just came up with the same idea at the same time. Very odd.
The same as the film The Raid and the film Dread.
Yeah.
They were being made independently on two separate continents, and it ended up being very similar movies.
Dread got a lot of shit because everybody said, "Oh, you just copied The Raid." He said, "Well, we couldn't have possibly done."
Dread actually came out first as well. It was released like 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're in production at exactly the same time, and just neither knew what each other was doing, and they just ended up being very similar.
Yep. This stuff sort of just happens.
And they're both really good as well.
Oh, I love The Raid, and I love Dread more. Because Carl Urban. Oh, that's somebody else is in Ragnarok, Carl Urban. I was also thinking, if you're looking for a new Wolverine, Carl Urban. Why not? You can do everything else.
They won't recast Wolverine.
Yeah, they will. Of course they will. Give it 3 years. Absolutely they will.
It's so iconic.
Doesn't matter.
That's all I could say the same about Christopher Reeve, I suppose. And
you could say the same about George Reeve before that. You could say the same about Michael Keaton. Nothing's sacred in Hollywood. They will recast Wolverine.
That's true.
Technically, though, there's only one person who should ever have played him, and that's Danny DeVito. He's the right height and everything. If they're going of what they, somebody actually said the other day, and this is feasible as well. This guy could do it. If they're wanting to cast a Wolverine that's as close to the comic book as they possibly can, Peter Dinklage.
Oh wow!
He could do it as well. I would totally buy that because that dude does everything. Never going to happen in a million years, but they'll go with the 6 foot Wolverine again. The Wolverine's not supposed to be like 5'2" or something. He's supposed to be tiny.
It's supposed to be a short, stocky guy.
Yeah, he's not a big, massive, muscly guy at all. Because Wolverines aren't. Wolverines are tiny little things that will just rip your face off. But anyway,
it was originally supposed to be Dougray Scott.
Yeah, but he couldn't do it. He broke his leg or something.
He chose to do Mission Impossible 2 instead.
Yeah, that was a good
and look
plan.
where that got him.
Yeah, nowhere.
Instead, they just cast an unknown Australian musical theatre actor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. I've never wasn't that popular, so it doesn't really matter, does it?
It's not like it ran constantly for 20 years.
Well, these kind of flash in the pan things, you know.
He never became that. Wasn't that big, was he, Wolverine? Nah, I didn't think so. I still have yet to see Logan as well, which makes me sad.
I've not seen it yet.
Good.
I've yet to see that. I've yet to see Kong as well. I really want to see Kong because it looks ridiculous. And Samuel L. Jackson's in it, and John Goodman's in it, and Tom Hiddleston's in it, and yeah, it looks good. And King Kong's in it, obviously. And it can't be any worse. Can't be any fucking worse than that Peter Jackson debacle, can it? Oh my god, that's such a bad film. I was looking, somebody was on about that the other day and said, oh, it's such a good film. It's like, no, it's not. It's 4 hours nearly, and it's just boring.
God, that's long.
Don't care. When they first brought out the DVD, it was over 2 DVDs.
Good grief.
It's 187 minutes long, is King Kong. It's like 3 hours and 7 minutes it is. And just, it's an hour before Kong gets in the movie. That's unforgivable, as far as I'm concerned, is that. You make a movie about King Kong or Godzilla. I understand holding it back for a little while, but you don't hold it back until 1 hour's gone by. Seriously, that's just terrible. But I was reading up about the plans for Godzilla and King Kong, because obviously they're going to be in the same movie together. So they scaled King Kong up, they scaled Godzilla down, because Godzilla is unimaginably high and tall in the actual what it should be, something like 400 foot. So
that's clever, so they can then appear and then fight.
Yeah, so they scaled him down to something like 40 foot, because otherwise you just step on him and that's it, end of fight. But Kong usually is supposed to be like Transformer size, so about 20 foot. They scaled him up to 31. So he's still going to be smaller than Godzilla, but they'll be able to fight. But they've got they've optioned Rodan, I think is optioned as well, King Ghidorah, and my favourite Mothra. So Mothra's going to be in future films. Yes, I love Mothra. Plus, she's a girl.
She's supposed to be in Godzilla. Is it King of the Monsters, the new one that they're doing?
Yeah, I love Mothra. She's the good guy. She's one of the good guys, Mothra. She's Guardian of Earth. And somebody at work said, "Oh, that turtle's going to be in it as well." I said, "No." Gamera is not owned by Toho. It's another company. So Gamera, he's the protector of children, I think. Something
like that, yeah.
I was never into Gamera.
No, I was more into like the Gojira movies and stuff as a kid.
Yeah, definitely.
Mechagodzilla, that's what they need to do.
I've got. Well, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will when they get round to that, because Power Rangers.
Yep.
Because it's been really well received.
Yep.
I love that. That everybody said, "Oh, Power Rangers shit. Ghost in the Shell's going to be the one you see." No, Ghost in the Shell apparently isn't very good at all. People who liked it have said they like it on a visual level. That seems to be what I'm getting from it. The people who liked it said they liked it on a visual level, but the people who know the backstory and they know the thing, they haven't really warmed to it. No one said it's a bad film, but no one said it's a good film.
I've heard it's really boring.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I saw Ghost in the Shell all the way back in 1996, and I was bored shitless by the bloody thing. So
I was never a fan of the original anime. No.
Appleseed, that's what they want to make. Appleseed, buddy cop movie where one of them's a cyborg
who just happens to be like 20 foot tall.
Yeah, he's about 8 foot, I think he is. He's about 8 foot, but she's a badass. That's what they need to make if they're going to do this whole anime thing. Seriously, the Appleseed movie is not only super violent, but it's also a very good story. And it takes on similar ideas on Ghost in the Shell as well. It does take that whole brain in a body case. Is that still a human?
Ghost in the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
They're doing Akira, aren't they? They've actually got directors and people attached to that, so that will appear eventually.
Believe that when I see it. That will tank like a motherfucker.
Have you heard who the director is, or who they basically said who? I don't think it's been officially announced, but it's obviously been like leaking. No, Jordan Peele.
Oh, did
from Key and Peele? Yeah,
he did Out though, didn't he?
Get Out, yeah. Apparently that's really good. It's getting really good reviews.
I don't care about that film. It just seems really obvious. White people are the bad guys. Oh, no. Oh, there you go.
Did you ever watch the anime Elfenlied?
No.
That was amazing. That was really...
The one I saw, and the one I kind of got into was Escaflowne.
Okay.
And that's basically medieval mechas. So it's all, so it's mechas and that, but I think they're powered by magic, possibly. It's been a long time since I've seen it. The only reason I saw it is because it was on After Beast Machines on Fox Kids.
Nice.
In the early 2000s, so I did watch that. But yeah, I'd watched live action Escaflowne, and I'd watch definitely live action Appleseed. That would be amazing.
I can see something like Lupin the Third.
Yeah.
Or what's the other one? Like Cowboy Bebop or something like that, maybe.
I used to watch Cowboy Bebop. That was great.
What was that? Keyboy Bebop.
Keyboy Bebop.
That was amazing. They showed that. They used to have a channel on Sky called the Anime Channel, and they did show things like that. But oddly enough, the first show they would show every night at 7 o'clock was the G.I. Joe cartoon. That's why I first saw G.I. Joe. So, cool.
Have you seen there's some photos online from ages and ages ago of Benedict Cumberbatch dressed as I can't remember his name, the guy from Cowboy Bebop.
Really?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. It's been a year since I've seen any of it. That'd be cool.
Go with like the afro.
Apparently, he's a complete arse.
Cumberbatch.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
We were in the queue to jump in front of this guy. No, behind this guy who's he's a auction hunter, and he's got over 3,000 signatures and photos of him with various different people. And he was nattering away, and he said, "Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is the rudest person I've ever met."
Context.
And it was at a Sherlock Holmes convention as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's contractually obliged to appear at them because it's in they're sort of co-run by BBC, and he just doesn't want to do them. He's got no interest.
That's exactly it. That's the impression the guy got. Yeah, and I'm like, oh no.
He's kind of like the Randy Orton of actors.
I'd imagine that, like, if you got him in the right light, like if you were like working with him or you were like interviewing him or something like that, it'd probably be really nice. Or if you randomly bumped into him into the street and you were like, you were very respectful and stuff, he'd probably be alright. But if he's got to sit there all day and have people turn up at his table and fanboy and fangirl over it,
fangirl, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and you're just sitting there like, oh god, stop. You know,
we've all had days at work where we don't want to be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's all I'll say to it.
And most of us don't work in front of millions of people.
Plus people who like generic autographs because they're going to sell them.
Yeah.
A lot of people, people at conventions fucking hate them. Mark Hamill won't just write his name.
And that's fair enough.
He will always personalise it, and he'll personalise it in such a way that you can't sell it on eBay. So he'll write really random shit on it. And he does it because he hates people basically scalping others on eBay.
Yeah, and that's completely fair enough, you know.
So it could be that he's just had a bad day, or he's recognised this guy. I mean, I remember when I was at LFCC in 2008, and there were two lads who were going on about John Landis, and one of them said, "Who's that?" The other one said, "I don't really know. He directed some film." That's John fucking Landis, yo. I really nearly got him up against the wall and said, "That's fucking Blues Brothers coming to America. What the fuck is wrong with you? American
Werewolf in London.
John fucking Landis, you arsewipe."
Directed a thriller video.
Exactly. Just wanted something to put on eBay. And those people do exist. And I can't be doing with them. Why bother? What's the point?
Yeah, surely the whole joy of meeting these people, because they are just people at the end of the day doing a job.
Yeah.
But it's nice to be able to talk to them and then just get a little bit of an insight as to the making and the things behind the things that you get to enjoy on the TV. You know, the little extra funny stories that happened between scenes, and that's great. And then I like having the signatures to go with the pictures to put on the wall to remind me of the day that I was there. That's
absolutely great. The two I've got that mean the most to me, I've got one from David Wise, who obviously wrote for the Turtles and Transformers and G.I. Joe and everything, because we had a sort of 5-minute conversation about Colin Baker's Doctor Who.
Oh, nice.
And said how much we liked Colin Baker as the Doctor. So that was pretty cool. And that was at Auto Assembly. That was nothing to do. The other one was Margot Kidder, again at LFCC 2008. I was there quite early on, and we had a nice 5-minute conversation about Superman 2. and the trouble she had with the producers and Richard Lester, who were taking over Richard Donner. She didn't really get on with him, and she was left out most of the third film because of Hollywood politics, basically. So we had a nice conversation about that. So that was cool. I mean, that's the sort of thing you want, really. But I don't know. But anywho, we should call it a day there, because we've been running for about 2 hours now. So I think that's enough.
Yeah, roughly.
That's enough. So we shall go. But before we do, Paula.
Yes.
If somebody wanted to find you on the old wide world of the intertubes, how would they do so?
They can actually. I've fallen a little bit in love with Twitter.
I've noticed.
I know. I'm super
You've been
proud of
liking
myself.
stuff.
I have been liking stuff. Now it's the thing after the @ isn't it?
Yes.
That's my name, isn't it? That's
Yep.
my Twitter handle.
That
Getting
would be
down
your
with the
handle.
kids.
Oh, you're right down with the homies.
Wow. I can twat like the rest of them.
You're home with the
Tweet
Downies.
something.
Home with the Downies, yeah.
I love it. Yeah, so I've changed my name to at Paula Aardvark.
Because she's the Aardvark.
I'm the Aardvark. You can find me there.
Nice one, Aardvark. Mr. Sam.
As always, best place to get in touch with me is Twitter, which is at Sam_Palmer_37. Always come on there, chat to me. It's pretty much where I spend most of my time, like on my online presence. It's also Facebook, facebook.com/SamPalmerColours, COLOURS, because I spell things properly. And there is my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/xhardcoregamerx. As I said earlier, I have done a video of unboxing the newest Loot Gaming crate.
Good.
I'm gonna keep them on actually, because I think they're quite fun to do. I think if I get a really terrible one, because I've got a monthly subscription, so I can just cancel it at any time. I'm not like tied into anything. So I'm going to keep them on. So it's something to stick on my channel every month. And I am working on a new video as well, which is scheduled to come out in a couple of weeks for a particular reason. And I may have already given you a hint earlier in the episode as to what that may or may not entail. But it's looking to be like the biggest, most ambitious one I've done yet, and I'm really excited about it. So I hope people like it. You, Glenn?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Glenn Jakeman. That's GLENNJAKMAN. Give a message first, please, otherwise I won't be adding you. I did actually have to delete a couple people this week who just basically popped up. Don't know who they are, no mutual friends, so soz. Sorry. But there you go. If I know you, I'll add you. There you go. Can't say fairer than that. If you want to find me on Twitter, which is probably the best where I might be most, that's at Cymru Nerd Cave. Always on there. And I'm on YouTube as well, Cymru Nerd Cave. Probably going to be doing a video this weekend. I've been a bit lax with that, and I do apologise. But hey ho, life gets in the way, and I've been working a lot of weekends. So that is when I would normally do it. So I will be doing a video this weekend, hopefully. You can also find us on the blog, which is back to the 80s podcast.blogspot.co.uk. You can find us on the official Twitter at BTTEpod. You can find us on the Facebook, which is facebook.com/BTTEpod. There's stuff coming out every day now on there. You get a song, you get a video of some sort, and you get a thing. So just for an example, the other day I put on Lovejoy as the TV show. Everybody seems to have loved that. Everybody loves a bit of Lovejoy.
He's supposed to be coming back.
Possibly, but without him.
What was the theme tune? Oh, yeah.
I said at the theme tune quiz last year, Paula, and you didn't get that one right.
Oh.
Theme tune quiz coming back, by the way. I have got plans for that. So, yes, you can find us on there. And like I say, so Lovejoy with the video, song, something like yesterday was Kaylee by Marillion, which is a good song I've not heard in a while.
Nice.
The thing can range from things like comic book covers to toy catalogues, which is always fun, isn't it? And the other day I put up Space Lego. That was very popular for some reason. Can't think why. But then you've also got the forum, which is back to the 80s.freeforums.net.
That's back to the 80s.freeforums.net.
That is back to the 80s.freeforums.net.
You screwed up the line. The line.
The one line.
It was a forum. I guess you could call it a hashtag shit forum for wankers. Hashtag shit forum for wankers. Oh, I love them from What Culture. Every time. He came up the other day on What Culture Wrestling, and it's like, yeah, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And he did it. It was like something like 10 people the Undertaker couldn't put over. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something. I think it was Roman Reigns or something like. I was talking about. I suppose you could call him, and I'm like, yay!
Yeah, he just sounds like a young Matt Berry.
Oh, he's got a great voice, hasn't he? I want Ben to narrate my life. That would be good. If you do also like Matt Berry, just to let you know, there is a supercut of every Clem Fandango on YouTube now. Channel 4 have done it, so I can hear you, Clem Fandango.
He is brilliant.
Someone has also put his autobiography, Toast's autobiography, up on YouTube with Matt Berry doing the voice.
There's an amazing series they did for the BBC iPlayer. I think it was on the on BBC's website, which is just like Matt Berry on things from the UK. It's like the UK thing, and there's when they talk about like the boat race, and it's like the origins of the boat race, and it's this whole thing of like ducks talking to each other about like the boat race.
Monkeys, oh you fuck off.
Yep.
Hey, fuck off.
But they've always got Matt Berry's voice.
Fuck off. Chicken and dolls. The origins of the UK boat race. Bob Mortimer wrote all those, haven't he?
That's amazing. I can see that actually. But yeah, they're amazing. I think it's called Matt Berry On, and they're on iPlayer. So check them out.
So if you, I've seen them all there. Immensely funny. Matt Berry in anything is immensely funny.
Yes, he is.
But enough Matt Berry.
There's never enough Matt Berry.
He is a massive voyeur. Anyway, right. That's it for this week. We shall leave you with the Rimmer song. The full version.
Awesome.
You can find it on YouTube, the full version of the Rimmer song, and it is glorious. It's a thing of
well,
beauty.
now we have the Series 11 Rimmer song as well, the Barbershop Rimmer song. There are 2 Rimmer songs now.
Yes, we'll be leaving you with the first one from Blue, which is amazing. And some sort of public information film, which I shall work out nearer the time when I edit this thing together. Paula.
Yes.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Sam.
Yes.
Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. We shall be back with you next week. We need to work out what we're going to do, but we'll do something, I am sure. I've got a few ideas kicking around the old noggin. Don't worry about it. Until then, as always, guys, thank you very much for listening. Bye-bye for now.
If you're in trouble, he will save the day. He's brave and he's fearless, come what may. Without him the mission would go astray. He's Arnold, Arnold, Arnold Rimmer. Without him life would be much grimmer. He's handsome, trim, and no one slimmer. He will never need a Zimmer. He's Arnold, Arnold, Arnold Rimmer. More reliable than a garden trimmer. He's never been mistaken for your grinner. He's not bald and his head doesn't glimmer. Master of the wit and the repartee, his command of space directives is uncanny. How come he's such a genius? Don't ask me. Arnold Rimmer, he's also a fantastic swimmer. And if you play your cards right, then he just might come round for dinner. He's Arnold, Arnold, Arnold Rimmer. No rhymes left now apart from Rimmer. We hope they played us out before we get to Schlimmer. Played out, you stupid glimmer.